You go and do like little domestic things with your partner, and you go and buy hand towels, right? You go and buy like little hand towels. Wait, hang on, and like it like breaks you out of the matrix for a second. I did that. Ask me how many times that happened when I was hanging these felt fucking soundproofing. Every fourth felt piece, I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing? We're in a nation in decline. I might have to flee. I'm Antifa. You know what I'm saying? Like, then I just quiet that part of my brain and I go back to. But I think that if you're paying attention, and I like to think that most of you people are in here, I'm sure that you're having those brain zaps all day like me. I'm sure all of you are doing the same thing that I am. Like you're just walking down the street and you're like, uh-oh. And then you quiet that little... Or I'm just losing my mind. Also entirely possible. Could be both. ¿Por qué no los dos? Could be both. There's a dude named Womp Tomp. He keeps getting banned, and I don't talk about him because he's like extra vile, and he sucks, dude. And he's such a... Anyway, he basically is like making fun of Chris Valenti for explaining what Antifa is and if you are anti-fascist. And I'm sitting here going like, what are you defending right now? What are you defending? What is your position here? Focus up for 2 seconds. What is it that you're saying? Is your message that fascism is okay because you look like you do? Is that a tacit admission? I think it is. This guy's kind of like a like Christian nationalist nihilist. Like he just is just sort of like a Christian Joker, like from the movie, like from the picture show. So like it's not really worth engaging, but like people coming up here and be like they're Antifa. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. The people who fought the Rebel Alliance are Antifa. You know? What is going on with this? This is so strange. Like, shouldn't you be on board? Aren't you embarrassed? Think about what you're arguing for 2 seconds. Hello? Do you want to go in there? I would go in. I'll let you in there, but like, then everybody's gonna see my dogs. Don't look. Don't look at my feet. You want right here? It's kind of precarious right now. All right. Don't knock shit over. Clipped, dude. Damn, I can't do anything. I gotta get some fucking sandals. I gotta get some closed-toed. I gotta get some live Crocs is what I need. I need live specific Crocs. Or something. Just to keep you perverts in check. Okay? Don't jump up there. Are you out of your mind? There's no shot you get up there. It's a very nice image right here. That's a very balanced image. I do like that a lot. Yeah. ABF. ABF. Oh. ABF. Oh. Maybe we should just...
What's up? How's it going?
You needed to put mom to bed, or...
What?
Nothing. What's going on?
I was just curious if you were watching anything on Israel.
Yeah.
Did you see how a lot of people that were speaking were nominating Trump for the Global Peace Prize?
The Global Peace Prize?
Or whatever the fuck it is.
What is it?
The Nobel Peace Prize.
Nice, dude. No, didn't see that. You mean the people that were released were nominating Trump?
No, not the people that were released. The people that were signing for the peace deal. There was like, I think, 4 different countries.
Which countries were those? Israel, United States?
I believe it was Turkey.
Erdogan, a dictator. Who else?
Who was the last one? Who was the other one?
Waiting on you.
I'm not sure who the other one was.
The Global Peace Prize.
Yeah, whatever. Come on. You can roast me all you want.
But why is that important to you? Why do you think that is important?
I think it's
They did war crimes for 2 years. Why do you think that these motherfuckers deserve to tell who gets the Nobel Peace Prize? What do you mean? And what does it matter? It is a meaningless certificate.
Now it's meaningless, but when Obama got it, it was a big deal.
Still meaningless. Extra meaningless, because he had been in office for like 6 months. What is it? What is the Nobel?
There we go. I'm glad you admitted that.
What is the Nobel Peace Prize?
Right?
You didn't even know. You didn't know what the fucking name of it is.
Obama should have never got one, right? I just
What
want
is
to
it?
clarify that.
What is it? What was his first name?
Why are you deflecting after you just said?
I'm not. I'm just trying to understand why this should matter to us, and I'm having you explain it to 1,200 people. What was the first name of that fucking guy?
The first name of what guy?
The first.
Oh. Yeah, whatever.
Alonzo. Alonzo Nobel.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead. Educate all your viewers and myself.
What did Alonzo Nobel do?
I'm not 100% sure.
Really?
Really?
It was actually Albert Nobel.
Okay, well, if you're pulling a joke on 1,300 people or just me.
Just you, big guy. Everybody else in here knows.
I'm not sure. Okay, anyway, go ahead.
His name was Alfred. What is it? What's the Nobel Peace Prize? What is its significance?
Well, why did the lady get it? That's not
what I'm asking you. You brought this up. What
pretty
is
sure
it?
She received it for trying to get peace in her country. Right?
What is no?
That's
Scientists.
not why she received it?
Just because it's named the Peace Prize, that's what you think that this is?
Why did she receive it?
What I'm asking you a question, and I'm gonna stick to it. What is the significance of the Nobel Peace Prize? Where did it come from?
Obviously, I don't know it.
I do, and this is my point. You came up here saying they all want him to have this thing that I don't know what it is.
You know what they said they wanted him to have it for? Would you like me to tell you why
all these people, America, Israel, and Turkey, and somebody else who I don't remember, want him to have this thing that I don't know what it is. And you should feel bad about it, is what you're doing. And I'm just trying to help you understand what an insanely stupid thing to do, to come up here and say this.
Okay, you can go ahead and say that all you want. If it makes you feel better.
I did. I do. I will. I'll continue.
Okay, continue. So why did the lady that just received it say that Trump deserved it because he's the one that's been helping her with peace?
What is it?
And why do you keep returning to what it is?
Because
why
you
can't
don't.
you
Because
just
you don't know what it is.
acknowledge
It
that
could
she
be.
got
It could be a bag of shit.
Well, you know,
and you
it's
could
not
be
bad.
arguing. You could be arguing that she wants to give this to him. You don't even know.
I watched multiple different interviews of her on multiple different news channels on why
And
she
yet you
received
don't
it.
know what this is? Who cares?
So I just
Why
told
should
you,
we care
I just
about
told
this?
you why she received it, and you
Hey
don't
man,
acknowledge it.
I'm just a quick question. Just
You're
a quick
just
question.
upset that everybody's giving Trump props. You just a
It's
Trump
literally
hater,
just you.
and you're
just an
upset the
idiot.
lady that got the prize wanted.
Your mother is
choking.
choking to death in the background, by the way. You got to go check on
You
her.
know what that's from, right?
Smoking till she was 95?
Hey, she's still here, right?
Is that what it is?
Oh, gee, bro.
Sick, man.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, my grandmother died before I was alive
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. My father died when I was 11 months old.
from smoking all her life.
Well, that sucks. I never said she was smoking cigarettes.
Oh, just ganj. You can hear the missing. Anyway, what do you think about what's happening over there?
Well, do you think the Nobel Peace Prize is a piece of shit?
What do you think about what's happened over there the last last 2 years?
I think it hasn't been good.
What does that mean?
That means they way exceeded their boundaries, and I'm not sure why Netanyahu was never arrested for his war crimes that he has a warrant for.
Yet people on that side who did war crimes want Donald Trump to get the Nobel Peace Prize, and you brought that up as evidence to say that he should?
It was the countries that were against Israel also.
No.
Yes, it was.
No.
Yes, it was. I guess you didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it. Why would I give a shit about this? There's other shit happening. There are masked men kidnapping women off the street who are just willfully going with them because they say that they're ICE right now.
Have you found one proven one, or are you?
Yeah,
guys
it was just on the fucking news.
Really?
Yeah.
What state did that happen in?
Chicago.
Okay, so Chicago, you're telling me a bunch of masked men impersonated federal officers and napped some people?
Yep.
That's a crime in itself. You know that, right?
Yep.
Impersonated a federal ICE officer, and do you know
kidnapped a woman and kidnap a woman?
Yeah,
Let me ask you a question, big guy.
Police officer, you get arrested, right? So if you assault an ICE officer, a federal officer,
They're not federal.
more trouble.
Let me just ask you a question. If they shut up.
Come on,
If they
trouble. You should be able to answer just one question.
I'm going to ask you a question. If they come up to you, right, and they say, we're going to need to commandeer your vehicle in the name of our Lord and Savior, Donald Trump. This guy's got a mask on, American flag mask, like a Punisher mask, like all of you people wore during COVID. And then like Navy Gravy SEALs body armor, no badge, but a shotgun. And they say, we're ICE. We're going to need your vehicle. What do you do?
Yeah, I can see that's an interesting situation, but I'm pretty sure that they have all the credentials to show you.
No, they don't. This is like the big thing is that like people are asking for their badge and they say, no, fuck you.
How often
Here's the thing though. Here's the thing. I'm not done with this. I'm not done with this example. You don't fear this moment that I've described to you happening to you because you think that you exist outside of the confines of this like fascist takeover. But like that's we're only 7 months in. They're doing this, right, to just regular brown people every day in America, everywhere. They're just pulling people over, racially profiling them, American citizens, and in some instances, arresting those American citizens who have not committed a crime and violating which amendment?
Tell me.
You tell me, dog.
You know how many people
You
get-
ask me why I don't care about the Donald Trump receiving a fucking lip service Nobel Peace Prize. This is why. This is fucking why. It's because we are paying attention. Shut up. This is because we're paying attention to shit that actually fucking matters.
No, you're not actually. You think you are. You think you've been right this whole time. You think Donald Trump is the
Nobel Peace Prize, motherfucker. I'm right about everything. You are not right about anything. That is our dynamic.
I know.
You don't know fucking anything. You don't bother to learn anything. You engage with what I said just now enough that it scared you, and then you retreated.
Oh, I'm not scared one bit.
I know, because you have not engaged with the fact that masked, unidentifiable men can just kidnap you off the street now.
Okay, how many times has people acted like they're police and knocked on people's doors and home invaded when they weren't police officers?
Are you fucking kidding?
No, are you kidding? You act like the federal
Look around.
government doing their job.
Guess what? I'm not talking. No. I'm not talking about this anymore.
Rent is so high. You wonder why food is so expensive.
I'm not talking about this anymore. I'm not talking about people impersonating police officers. I'm talking about actual ICE coming up to you with no identification, a mask and a gun and sunglasses, and saying, "Get out of the car." What are you supposed to do in the United States of America? I wouldn't.
You're telling me the uniform that they're wearing is not identification.
It's not a uniform. They're all wearing different things all the time. Some of them are in jeans. Some of them are in a fucking tank top because it's hot. Some of them are wearing fucking black hats. Some of them are wearing blue hats. Some of them are wearing shorts. Some of them are wearing fucking... Do you understand? They don't have a police uniform. That's the entire purpose of a police uniform, is so that you could identify police. It's also part of the fucking rules that when you ask the police officer to identify themselves, they have to do that. That's law in most states. You have to do that when you ask. So you sitting here going like, what's the big deal? There's fucking masked vigilantes roaming around our streets, racially profiling. Shut up, dude. American citizens. Why? What are you guys paying attention to? Why don't you know about Donald Trump getting his fucking people saying that Donald Trump should get a Nobel Peace Prize? Because we don't give a shit. We care about actual shit. That's why. That's what I'm saying. And I wish you would too. I wish you would shut up and listen for 2 seconds so that you would too, instead of just waiting for your turn to talk.
Oh, I heard what you said. There's mass vigilantes running around kidnapping the United States citizens, and it's fucking hilarious that you even spew that shit to...
There you go, you dumb idiot. You think that's funny. You think that that's funny for some fucking reason. You think that that's funny because you think that it's not going to happen to you. I think that it's funny because eventually it's going to happen to you. Eventually, you people, I mean, this is a decade down the road when America isn't America anymore. But they're gonna come knock on your fucking door, or somebody who feels the same way that I do is gonna start dressing up as fucking ICE and doing shit. And then suddenly the fucking gloves are off. And you won't feel this inherent fear that other people feel walking down the streets of Memphis or Chicago or Portland or California or DC, anywhere the fucking National Guard has been rolled into. You won't understand that fear until it happens to you. And this is true for every one of you MAGA fucking idiots, because you don't, the part of your brain that possesses the ability to feel empathy has atrophied and died to the point that, like, I don't even know how you can still function. You cannot put yourself in other people's shoes. You cannot put yourself in other people's shoes to save your fucking ass. And it is the downfall of our fucking country. You can't imagine the state kidnapping you, and that's a problem. That's a problem. When Destiny was talking about how conservatives need to feel fear, this is what he's talking about. You don't have the ability to put yourself in other people's shoes long enough to look around and say, the federal government should not be able to indiscriminately kidnap people off the street. That is, stop listening to one word and then talking about it. That is the fundamental problem that we are experiencing right now, is that you have no imagination that this will come for you one day, and it will.
How many times
It
are you
will.
going to say that?
What?
I guess over and
I'm just
over.
trying to. I'm just trying to fucking. I'm just trying to hammer it home, dude. I'm just trying to hammer it home.
Well, you landed the plane like a few minutes ago, and you're still
No, I don't think so.
in the landing pad. The funny thing is
It's my page,
you
right?
scared enough people to try to vote for Kamala, but it didn't work. Most people are awake enough to know
Kamala.
what's really going on. Okay, most people, and
You're
are
not.
slowly but surely. The dude
You're not.
the dude you just referred said in a live that he was planning on unaliving Charlie Kirk himself, and he had it mapped out and everything else. He's a bitch.
Destiny?
So defend Destiny.
You're an
a
idiot.
bitch.
Show me where he said that. You show me where he
It's
said
all
that.
over the fucking internet, just like him being sued for having sex with a minor.
Show me where he said that. Go on.
Look, Google search Destiny being sued for having sex with a minor.
I don't like that guy.
So why would you refer Destiny, dog? It makes you look like a bitch.
No, it doesn't. It's just saying that I understand.
I don't like.
Yes, you do. I understand. You were just like Turkey is great because they said that they wanted Donald Trump to have a Nobel Peace Prize. Go look up what fucking Erdogan is doing to his people, and then you come back to me and you tell me if you don't reference people that you don't like. Okay, you big dumb idiot. Second of all, what he was saying was something that I fucking identified with. The truth in what he's saying is that you can't fundamentally envision this happening to you. That's what he was saying. If you distill all the bullshit in his tweets and all of the shit that he's been saying, it is that you don't fear the government the way that you need to be fearing the government.
Man,
that's what's
why
crazy about that is you guys are the small government conservatives, theoretically. You people are the small government conservatives. That's supposed to be you. And yet you don't have the ability to fucking... Anyway, he got removed for a community guidelines violation.
Skokie Synagogue, Jewish community members gathering to rejoice in the return of living hostages held in Gaza.
This is a weird intro. Oh, that's it? That was it, dude? That was it, man? 62,000 followers. How does that fucking happen? How the fuck does that happen? One Truth is 100777. One Truth. Do you have any content? Oh, yeah. I don't think I've ever seen your face, actually.
Another Democrat left lunatic going to...
You look exactly like I thought.
Everybody remember when Dogecoin... If you haven't heard of ZBCN, well, now you have. But I'll be surprised if you haven't because it's all over everybody's For You page. It's gone up at least 500%.
You're crypto, bro?
At 111,000. But guess what? Bitcoin isn't the only crypto that can make you a lot of money. People that only have certain amounts of money to invest, like $2,000 or less, even if you have more than that, but people that have... Thanks for pulling up my video.
But there are paper flyers. Simply put.
How did you do with this crypto rug pull just now?
Oh, I did great.
Did you?
I didn't leverage crypto.
No, I don't think that you know how to do that.
Most people that I'm not stupid. Most people that leverage is the reason why they lost. Just like the guy that had 65 million leverage that wasn't even his. I feel sorry that he unalived himself and couldn't face the consequences of $65 million of other people's money. But because he leveraged, that's why his shit went 2-0. Because people will over leverage their money and gamble instead of just holding it like a stock.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, you don't have any clue about blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs.
Do you not see the purple lighting in my house?
What is that because of? What's the purple lighting? Because of blockchain?
I know what I'm talking about. I guess is what I'm talking about. It's not that complicated.
Oh, it's not.
No.
There's a lot more to do with those type of things than you have any idea. Okay, houses are being tokenized on the blockchain.
Guest violation warning again, dude. Live restricted. Damn, dude. We got housed just now again. I guess that's fool me once. That's my fault for bringing them back up without restarting. That's my dumbass. I was just saying, look at the purple lighting in my house. I'm a crypto bro. I'm not. Don't tell him that. I'm just kidding. I think, here's the thing. I think this is the funniest shit ever. Like, this guy, like, he goes, his whole personality is Donald Trump. Donald Trump rug pulled the entire crypto market 3 days ago. He knew he was going to do it. A bunch of people had like advance warning, bought puts fucking a minute before he announced he was adding 100% tariffs on China. They shorted the market fucking 1 single minute before, and then when they closed the markets, everybody bought the dip, and he was like, just kidding, when he walked it back and told everybody he was going to. And then this guy, no doubt, lost a bunch of money. And he's up here being like, Donald Trump needs a Nobel Peace Prize. Even if you didn't lose a bunch of money, acknowledge the fact that this guy is running a fucking shitty ass racketeering ring. It's not shitty. It's incredible. It's incredible. It's the best we've ever seen. It is the most intense corruption the world has ever known. Your voice got shaken explaining crypto? Here's the deal. It's a series of tubes. Okay? And then you just put coins in those tubes, right? And then in a couple of weeks, more coins. Little bits of coins. That's why they call it Bitcoin. And then you buy a Lambo. And then you buy a Lamborghini, and then you tell everybody about your coin bits in your tubes. You have to block people from getting chains of coins. That's why they call it the blockchain. Okay? I'm selling a course. The course is in my bio, and it's $9.95 every day. And for that, I'll send you the course. It's complete. It has nothing to do with ChatGPT. Don't ask ChatGPT if that's where it came from. And then in my course, I tell you about how to sell this course, right? But to get that part, you have to give me another $9.99, and then you can sell this course to other people, but I get a cut. It's not a pyramid scheme. It's not. It's a multi-level marketing structure. $9.99. Okay. You too. You too can be rich like me. Leverage your credit card debt to rent the house. Anyway, goddamn, dude. Glitching? Yeah. It's a shitty course. That dude, Sam Millsap, I've made videos about him. He sucks. But he's 22 and he sucks. It's not that surprising. But like, he sells a course and like other 22-year-olds buy this course. And in shock, you know? And so like, he also is like, he said some insane shit, like about women, about dating, and about my grandparents, if you know what I'm saying. And somebody came out and was just like, he owes his employees $65,000. He's driving around in like rented Lambos. All of this is just smoke and mirrors. All of those kids just driving around in shared rentals of one Urus. And if you buy my course, I'll tell you how to spot them. Buy my course. Did you guys fucking... Hold on. Pause. Did you guys hear about the Maine Senate thing? Janet Mills and Graham Planter. Do you guys know about this? 2 seconds. Graham Planter is running for Maine State Senate. He's 42. He's Democrat. He's doing really well in the polls. I have to restart this live because it's clear. Anyway, the Democratic leadership wants this woman to run for the same seat. She will be 89 when her seat when the election, or when her term is out. And they're trying to run her because of seniority. And this dude's 42. It's almost as if we shouldn't be fucking letting them do this. Too young. I'm going to restart. We'll see you in a second. Come back, okay? Click on this profile. Go watch my most recent video. She's fucking 85. And look, I'm not trying to be ageist here, okay? I'm not. But Olivia, you know, we're talking about Graham Planter. And Janet Mills. I think either she's 85 or when her term ends, she's gonna be 85. Or 87. Oh, what happened to Benjamin?
Hey. I heard she's 85, and I did immediately know who you were talking about. I immediately felt it in my soul. Because I was like, she's not 85. I was like, no, she's got to be in her 70s. I was like, she can't be in her 80s. There's no way. I have real thoughts about this. I actually don't think that they'll be what you think they are. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Olivia. Hi, Good Trouble. How are you guys?
Olivia, give us your take.
On, like, the primary?
In general, yeah, sure.
I think it's high risk, high reward, low risk, low reward. So, like, high risk. Well, I guess that's a bad way of putting it. Okay, here's what I think. I think he's run a great campaign. I mean, like, you don't go from being like, what was he like? I don't know what the proper term is. Clamor? I don't know. Some on a boat. Some on a boat.
You mean this is like you and strolling?
Look, I'm not from
Olivia.
Maine. I've never been there. I didn't know there were moose. Anyways,
wait, clamoring?
clamming. I don't know. Oysters? Is it
Clammers?
clams? Oysters? Something with the ocean. Something with the ocean. Anyways,
Sailors?
sure, whatever. I don't know what he did. But look, you don't go from being that, never run an office,
He
to
was,
like
he is a war vet. 3 tours.
Okay, I did know that too, but you don't go from that to like never being a politician to building what he has now without having measurable talent and without being able to effectively capture the energy of an electorate in a specific moment. So, you can't discount what he's been able to do. Now, I'm not anti-primary. I'm pro-primary. And I also do personally take issue with people who are of a specific age running for re-election, and maybe that has to do with the fact that I have watched 2 people who were in Congress in my hometown die in office within the last 2 years.
We've been there before.
Yeah, so there's that. That being said, like, I've seen a lot of people say, this could be like a John Fetterman situation because, John Fetterman was the same way, and like, look at him now. And like, you know what? Yeah, maybe so. We don't know. We don't know what he's going to be like if he gets into the U.S. Senate. We just take him for his word now. Like, we don't know. And I think Senate, like, how they would actually govern, Janet Mills is a lot more predictable because she has been in office before, and
and she has like regular nap times.
She's won elections in Maine, sure, but like, I don't know that in this particular moment that we're in, that the safe option is the best option. And that's how I personally feel. So like, me personally, and I've really come to terms with this in the last few weeks, if I was voting in a primary where my options are someone above the age of 75 and someone who is younger than that, if I think the person younger than that would be a good elected official, I'm voting for that person. And I have no reason to believe that he wouldn't be a good elected official.
I'm gonna say all of those things in a video because I choose to.
Okay.
Jam, Geo, what are your thoughts?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Oh dang! Really? Why do you have to disrespect me, man? I'm just trying to
Jeez,
talk.
Chris,
My
I don't
bad,
know this.
yo,
I don't know this, dude.
My bad, yo. My bad, Gio. My bad. I'm
All
hating
right.
for no reason.
Okay, yeah. So what I was saying is, I had a question for Olivia, if that's cool with you. I actually came to ask her a question if she's still online, because I was reading something in politics that she was Olivia, can you hear me?
No.
Olivia? Okay, y'all trying to mess with me. I'm literally trying to be nice.
Scared. I'm scared now. I don't.
I'm not coming at you, bro. I don't have an issue with you. I
Okay,
literally
no, it's fine.
What's
No,
your
I just-
question?
The last time someone asked me that question, they asked me if something was my address. So I'm a
No.
little-
I promise you, I'm not attacking you. I just literally had a question. That's all. What I was
Okay.
asking you is, right, is that like, you know how like there were leftists like Destiny or Dean who like went to college campuses to like talk to younger adults and stuff like that, right? So I saw
Okay.
your Twitter post. I think it was you either retweeted or responded to it that you were basically heading something to talk to young men again. Do you plan on going around college campuses and
Oh,
talking to men?
brother.
I'm not
No,
attacking her,
brother.
y'all gotta stop. I'm not
No, it's just like it wasn't true.
It's only because.
Just fake.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, and you know
We've
what?
talked
And
about it.
let me say this. And let me say this. It's not true, but you know what? If I did have the funding, if someone gave me what's that white twink's name, Brylan? If someone gave me Fox News, PSYOP, Republican plant money and was flying me around to colleges, I think I'd do okay.
I think they should give.
I'm a normal person. I grew up in a normal home, unlike a lot of these fucking Nepo babies who get given a bajillion dollars and get like market tests of how to be normal.
I saw that everywhere on social media. That was everywhere.
It's a lie. It's a lie. People
That's
lie.
crazy.
Of course, yeah. No, everybody's making really good points, and I just wanted to say one thing. Now, please don't kick me off, guys. Look, I'm an ally here.
Yeah.
That's not
Every time someone starts with that, it goes well.
Whoa, guys!
Ally.
Just give me a shot. Here. Just give me a shot here, guys. Hear me out. Well, my collar's green, but my dick is blue.
Your
I've
dick
been
is
working
blue?
like a dog just to get my family through. Okay, guys, come on. I have multiple.
What is going on in your life at
Multiple
fucking
personality
Monday?
disorder.
Creed.
What's that? Olivia, did you see my Creed shout out?
No.
What the I hate that nobody sees my fucking
Is
videos
that the
anymore.
one- Is this the band that they're like, we should have play at the halftime show?
I want to no. I want to play this for you because I fucking crushed this video and it got. I'll tell you right now. 50,000. Anyway, you ready?
How about stop engaging in the act of making kids if you're not ready for one? Close your legs. Nope.
Oh shit. That's gas, bro. That's gas, dude. I ain't gonna lie,
That's
that's gas,
fucking
bro.
rad. Oh my
Straight
god.
gas.
That's
Straight
hilarious.
gas. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Holy shit.
Bro,
that's
walk off
funny.
home run. Look
Nobody
at
sees it. No,
Oh,
TikTok's like
good.
nah.
Did you post
Nope.
it on
dude.
Instagram?
Bro, how can anybody see that shit and
Yeah,
not just
bro,
say you're
add
straight
me as a
gas?
collaborator. That's hilarious.
Straight gas.
Honestly,
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Thank
this is
you.
my cheat code. I'll tell you this. I just haven't been able to. I just got accepted to the Team app. Period. I haven't been posting a lot, and so I've just been telling everyone, invite me as a collaborator to your stuff.
Yo, bro, when did you post that? Because I follow all your shit and like I didn't see that shit.
Yesterday. Oh,
No, fuck, get the fuck out. He said yesterday.
I did. I posted
It was
yesterday.
literally yesterday. Damn, that's badass, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Thanks.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Real question, real quick. You guys are all smart people here. Hey guys, what do we think the end game is for white America here? Let's just, like for real. Like, what is the end game? Because
Wait, hang on.
Great question.
like drive the economy off a cliff. You know, like ruin farmers. Like I thought we loved farmers. You know,
When you say, hang on. Before anybody else goes, clarify your position. Who did you vote for in November?
I like to be very mysterious.
No, we know who you
Trump.
voted for.
So
No, shut up, bro. No. Don't do that to me. I'm okay. Kamala, obviously.
Yeah.
okay, great.
Obviously, Kamala. Come on, bro. Stop it.
Listen. Okay, what's the end game for white America? Meaning, like, what they're doing or what?
Yeah, no. I'm talking not the billionaires, not Trump and his people.
Oh, yeah.
But like the people supporting this, like, dude, y'all are gonna lose your health care. You're gonna lose your
Lost.
businesses.
Lost.
Economy off a cliff.
Done.
Like, what is the end game?
AI jobs gone.
AI, come on, bro. Don't tread on me.
I know. I know
Like,
the
dude,
answer too.
Come on.
Olivia, you go.
I don't know if you know what I'm gonna say, but I was gonna say, ironically, the person who I think answered this question really succinctly is my father, who used to be a Republican, Latino Republican, who told me the reason why white people vote and act like this is because they're scared that the minorities are going to do to them what they did to us. And
that makes the most sense.
They're just scared of revenge. And so they think that we don't want equality of opportunity. They think that we want more than what they have now. And because of people like Donald Trump, they really don't have much. And so there's a scarcity mindset and fear embedded in them that makes them think it's, our fault.
So I think you're right. Check it out. Look, I lived in Kentucky, small town Kentucky, Appalachia. Graduated my high school class as the only black man in the school with 99 people in my class. All right. So take from that what you want. But anyways, these people were poorer than I've ever seen. Like, I've lived in the hood. I'm from Houston. They were poorer than any fucking people I've ever seen in the hood. These people would not have running water in their house. They would go out in the spring and hunt for ginseng to sell at the farmer's market, kind of poor. Okay, right? And yet turn around and every year vote for Mitch McConnell. Like,
fear is a hell of a drug, dude.
Yeah. Like, what the hell, bro? What?
It is.
What?
It is insane. That is one of the most confusing things to watch people be convinced to vote against their own self-interests. So disastrous. Like, not just like oh, my taxes are going to go up. Oh, not like I'm going to be misrepresented in Senate. It's like, I could have free healthcare, but I'm going to vote because I think that black people are so scary. I'm going to continue to not go to a dentist. And that is, it is a sinister brilliance that they have figured out that they can do that because of fear. And they do it, and they've done it since the dawn of fucking time. And they'll do it until this country is not a country anymore. And it's crazy.
Amazing, bro.
We're still a country, so okay.
Okay, Charlie Kirk 2.0. What are your thoughts here, bud?
Hey, why are you making fun of Charlie Kirk now? Okay,
Why not?
You have his profile picture.
Okay, and
let's just call him like Jimmy.
but guess what?
I didn't make fun of him. I made fun of you.
Okay, and he had a family. Just so you know. All right, so
Dude, we all have family.
No,
Stop
time
it.
out. This is like a 13-year-old.
I can tell you my birthday. I can tell you my birthday.
It's can I just say before you, Olivia, you're right.
I can give you my age
before you tell us your age, which I believe you.
Okay.
Whatever you say, I'll believe you. It's gotten too easy to do this. In the olden days, when somebody was like, what's your age when you're 21? You had to do math. Now, since the year 2000, it's too easy for you fuckers to do math. Okay, I'll just say that. Okay, what's your age?
I am 18 years old. I was born June 8th, 2007, and I'm from California.
Oh my God. Who was 2007? What was your first? Damn, I can't even ask you that. You people don't own CDs anymore. What's a good age verification question? 2007.
Okay, I got a
Where
question.
was Justin Bieber in regards to your life?
No. I have one. I have a question. Name 3 Disney and/or Nickelodeon shows that you watched as a kid.
There we go.
We can start.
That's solid.
Because you know Hannah Montana. I watched Hannah Montana. I watched Phineas and Ferb, which is one of my favorites.
Okay.
And then I used to watch. I didn't barely watch it, but Phil of the Future.
Imposter! You're lying. Those are different. Those are different generations. Those are different generations.
All right, well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He's 18. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Give us. We got a little bit of James' background. Okay. Give us a little bit of your background.
Okay. So, I come from a conservative family. We have Christian conservative values. I am a I'm a flag and faith conservative.
Gotta piss, boys.
Well, just fucking mute.
I support President Trump's, his mass deportations. No.
Yeah. You immediately went. What do your parents do?
They're business owners.
What kind of business?
Do you know what a hedge fund is? I'm sure you do, but they own a hedge fund.
Okay, bingo. Dude, home run, nailed it. First try, no warm-up, underhand, out of the park.
Oh, okay.
Your parents, wait. Your parents own a hedge fund. Together?
They manage a small, it's not popular, but yes, they both they run it together. Is there a problem?
It's so far nothing
It's too
is
easy.
surprising. Gonna assume we're still gonna use it as an example to talk about things.
Well, us conservatives actually are. Conservatives are the richest. Most conservatives are actually rich. So just
us conservatives is a terrible sentence structure, by the way.
Okay, whatever. Anyways, I support President Trump.
It just lets your whole image down when you butcher the English language like that.
Let me say this.
Us conservatives.
Yes, us conservatives. I'm meaning the whole country who voted for. Look, everyone voted for Trump. Most people voted for Trump.
What would be another way of saying we, the conservatives?
Look, we, the conservatives.
Yeah, all right, there you go. Nice.
Okay, good. Under the Democrats, my parents' business wasn't doing really well. People.
You were only making $2 or $3 million a year.
All right. Well, I'm not telling you how much my parents were.
We know a hedge fund probably way more than that.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you that it's over. You know what? I'm not going to give an estimate. Anyways.
What color is your refrigerator?
Wait. That's a really good question.
Why are you guys wanting how all right?
I just want to know. Hang on. I just want to know more about you. So have you ever had a job?
Of course I have had it. I don't rely on my parents unlike some of you guys, like Olivia.
You're 18. You're 18.
Oh.
Do you live at home? Wait, shut up.
Stop.
You live at home?
Rely on your parents. Shut up.
You live at home?
Of course I do. I'm only 18.
Okay, so you rely on your parents. What was your job? You entirely rely on your parents.
Okay.
Okay. What was your first job?
My first job, I was working at a movie theater. AMC.
What did you do at a movie theater at AMC?
Fired people.
Honestly, if I had the choice to fire people there, I would have actually fired them.
What was your job description? What are you doing at AMC day to day?
I was just honestly, they made me clean the bathrooms and do a whole bunch of other stuff.
How long did you work there?
For about 3 months, and then I just left. And then
the bathrooms.
Yeah, I was they just made me do a whole bunch of different stuff.
Jam, I'm a fan, dude.
One day, I think. One day they made me do the popcorn, then they just switched
from the bathroom. All right, so they were trying to give you on the job experience. Okay, so you left.
Yes.
You were completely unreliant on your parents, though. So how did you continue to pay rent?
How do I continue to pay rent? My parents pay it because they actually work hard.
Okay, got it.
Somebody arrest this man, please.
I'm just trying to think. Hang on, panel.
International charges.
What was the hard? Wait, shut up. What was the hardest moment that you can remember? What was something that you had to overcome? What was a really hard thing that you had to do?
Sure. Okay, so about 5 years ago,
When you were
So
17.
I'm in California, but I wasn't born in California. I was born in Florida. Then we moved to California. So in Florida, we had this little small. It wasn't huge, just a small beach house. And my mom.
But I'm about to fight him. I'm about to attack this man.
Wait.
I'm sorry.
Jam, he's about to tell us the hardest thing that he's ever done.
Okay,
you're right.
So my mom accidentally, when she was leaving out for work, she accidentally left the door unlocked. And mind you, this is a pretty, I guess, wealthy area, like $500,000 to $1 million houses. That's just the average that sells off. So I was at school, mind you. My dad was at work, obviously. This was before they started this hedge fund business. So they were at work, and then someone that we know, I don't know who this possibly was, but they came.
A black man.
Well, I'm not racist, so
keep going.
So a person walked into our house.
Mm-hmm.
They stole like a whole bunch of stuff. They stole one of my favorite they stole my Xbox, which I really had to overcome with. I also had another. You don't have to believe it.
No. I believe this. I believe that. But okay, so like, I'm just gonna stop here. Well, I'm sorry. Finish your story. You overcame.
Okay, fine. I guess the worst thing I ever came, like my dog dying. I don't know. I don't overcome.
I think this. Yeah, this is great. Both of those answers are perfect.
Why are you asking me?
Because I was trying to illustrate something.
Okay.
You don't know what it's like to struggle for anything.
Well,
wait. You don't understand what that's like. Jam was just telling us about people who are so poor they had to go forage in the forest and then try and sell it to other poor people to eat. Wait. Hey man, wait. You have a hard time listening to directions.
Crazy liberal could never be me.
So what I'm saying is like it is not unique that people like you who have been handed everything as a young man in America has not had to understand to want for anything, has not gone to bed hungry, has not gone somehow, despite being given every opportunity, doesn't understand what other people are going through. And I think that that's a failing both on like in America and also a little bit on your parents. And I think that like that's tough.
He's lying.
Well, let me.
He's lying about all.
I know, but it's still Olivia. It doesn't matter. The best part about this is it doesn't matter.
Hey, Olivia,
you can still use it. You can still use it as an illustrative tool.
But guys, remember that people like him exist.
And I want to say something like this. At first, I actually used to be a Democrat, but now I left.
You were never.
Like 2 months.
You
ago?
never cared about.
Yeah, like 2 months ago. Guess what? You know why people are poor?
2 months ago. Stop it, bro. Stop it. Somebody arrest him. Call this.
Let me tell you why.
Somebody arrest this man.
Wait, excuse me. Can I tell you why people are poor, though? Can I tell you why?
Oh yeah. Enlighten us on why we're poor.
I'm excited. I'm excited. Let's hear it.
Okay, so I was watching this documentary about how people receive food stamps, their EBT cards, right? Now, what the government?
What was it called?
Now, what the government?
What was it called?
Excuse me. Do you know who Nick Shirley is?
No.
Okay, look up Nick Shirley on TikTok. YouTube. Nick Shirley.
That's not okay. Documentaries, I guess, exist.
It's not like a documentary. It's just like.
It was just a YouTube video.
Well, like he was like, okay, it was sort of like a doc. Okay, anyways, can I like?
I can't. No, dude. No, you can't. Wait, you were watching an YouTube video and you saw this.
Guys, is this like a normal thing in the white community? Like, is this like a normal personality in the white community? Because, like, I love you guys. Like, I rock out with you. Me and you and Chris Mowry and everybody else on here who's rocking out. Like, we're all gonna get a beer someday, and we're gonna laugh about this dude.
Okay,
right? Is this a normal thing?
Well, look,
the four of us.
You guys aren't letting me talk. You guys aren't letting me talk.
Letting you talk. Is that the greatest adversity you've ever faced?
Look, you guys are just.
You're not letting me talk.
Olivia, you're funny.
Okay, go on.
What
You were telling us
about
about this.
guys?
Hey, we're going about this documentary that you're.
Lower your voice until
Okay.
you pay your
What's
own
wait?
damn
Wait. What was it called? Nick.
You know who Nick Shirley is?
You asked me
Nick?
that. I said
Yes.
no. But let me-
Okay,
let me look.
Nick, and then SHIRLEY. He has 800,000 followers. He's a conservative, but pretty unbiased for the most part. He was President Trump. You know Nick Shirley? Look him up. Great content creator. I think
No,
the
not a
video.
good contract creator. He's the one that went to the CCOT prisons.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, to make
my
fun
God.
of. Yeah,
Anyways,
Y'all got to do better.
he's
as a
just
race.
another.
I'm
He's
sorry.
just another Hitler Youth.
okay,
You were,
dude, don't,
you were saying that this guy. You were watching a documentary from
Yes.
this
A
guy.
documentary and it's propaganda.
We need Wexit.
I
We
think
need a
that's really.
white
Wait.
Wexit.
I think
Can I
that's
say-
really important.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, Olivia. Hey, Olivia. Are you a moderate
Am I
Democrat?
moderate what?
Are you a moderate Democrat?
No.
You're a progressive.
Sure.
Okay, so if you like, I know you want to speak, but can I speak and then I'll let you speak? Is that completely?
No.
You've been speaking this entire time.
I'm
brother.
trying to
Can I- wait, can I finish my
I'm just
My
trying to teach you how to,
documentary.
I'm trying to teach you how to overcome adversity right now, young man.
Inversity, right? But you want to talk about the top 1%.
Inversity?
No. You want to talk about the top 1%. Let's talk
The
about.
opposite.
Let's talk.
Inversity.
Okay.
Guys,
Yo,
give me
Freudian slip
give me,
is
give me a
crazy,
couple
bro.
minutes with Junior here. All right, go ahead,
Hey.
Junior. Make your point. Take your jab. Go ahead.
All right. So what I'm trying to say, I don't know why you guys.
Take your jab.
Okay. So, anyways, I was watching. So you guys know when you receive government assistance, you have to make a certain amount of money to receive them, correct?
Do you know that? Do you know that?
I know
is that a
that.
fact?
Let him get to the point. Let him get to
Okay,
the
sorry.
point.
Okay, so basically, when the government tells you, okay, we'll let you get government services, but you have to make only this certain amount of money, and if you make above, then we'll stop supporting you. What people are doing is that people who receive government assistance are taking advantage of it and not working as much, so they don't get paid as much. So the government assistance, they're relying on the government's money to use on snacks. You could read RFK's whole.
You are reliant on your parents' money.
And guess what? You're relying on illegal aliens coming in our country.
How?
Oh my God, you're so stupid.
Wait. Everybody wait.
You're calling me stupid. You know why?
Everybody
You know why people can't eat at night is because.
With whatever that was, I'm sure it was going to be fucking hilarious.
Let him finish it.
Here's
What
yeah,
were you
sure.
gonna say? Go ahead.
You eat so much food. Chill out.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Can I just have? Thank you. A couple of things I'm going to address quickly here. First of all, you said earlier that I depend on my parents. First of all, I pay my parents' bills, bitch. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Not the other way around.
Paid by the DNC.
I'm not. I'm a grown ass woman. I'm a consultant and I work 60 hours a week. First of all,
Yeah,
And
we all work,
Unlike
dude.
you.
Unlike you.
Unlike you.
I've been on my own since I was 18. So lower
nice.
your voice while you talk to me until you pay a damn bill in your name.
Okay.
First of all,
You leech off your parents. We're all
Second of all-
single parents taking care of children.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
you're not like us, bro. You're not like us.
exactly.
I'm taking care of this.
Second of all,
You're not.
I will hear you out on what you have to say about people using government assistance programs. If you can actually tell me what the requirements on the programs are and how much money people are getting from those programs.
was gonna be my question.
I guarantee you that you have no idea what the standards are, and you don't know these things. You have opinions on economic issues that you don't understand, nor have you experienced.
Guys, let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. These people don't live in the real world. They live in like a bubble of like white privilege. Like these people don't live it. Like they don't wake up and struggle and like, oh shit, I have $5 in my bank account. How the hell am I gonna make it through today? And I have 2 children I need to feed. And that's why we're so much more resilient than these people. Like we get it done. These fucking people whine. They whine.
Oh, Jam.
They are
So you want
shit people.
So you.
I would just. That's a great point, Jam. Oh, he left.
Yeah.
Oh, he got
yeah.
removed
Oh,
for
mommy
community
called
violence.
him.
He got removed for community guidelines.
No, it was his bedtime. Mom and
That
Daddy
sucks.
told him to get off.
Yeah, they cut the lights off in his room. He had to run to bed.
I was gonna ask about, like, if you could clarify what you know about food
They don't
stamps. That
know
would
shit
be
about
super great.
shit. These
And-
people don't know shit about shit.
Yeah,
They don't know what the coverage gap is.
He's
You know what
lost,
the
bro.
coverage gap is?
Like he's lost. And look, I'm in Texas, bro, where food
my God,
stamps, they're so
cool.
skeptical to even give them out in general, right? Like,
I'm out.
yeah.
Where you
I'm
from?
sorry.
Where you at? Where you at? Where you at in Texas?
You talking to me, shorty?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm in Houston.
Me too.
Let's go. You my neighbor then. So I'm inside the loop. I'm inside the loop. I'm in the city.
I'm right outside of the loop. That's
Okay, we're neighbors then. We got a link. We got a link. So look, my brother works for the city. He works for the controller's
I'm
office.
so sorry.
Yeah, I
Shout
know
out
it kind
to
of
Collins.
sucks, but at the same time,
Shout out
he's
to
kind of the resistance inside of it. So
I was gonna
I rock
ask
with
him.
dude. But anyways, look, yo, if you're really my neighbor, you understand how it is in Texas. Like with food stamps, it's a very political thing. Like they don't want to feed their people. If they didn't have to, they would let us all starve.
It's
okay. Yeah, it's a crazy thing. And then on top of that, it's like, God forbid you're a single mother working and trying to feed your kids at the same time. I'm a single father. I have 2 boys and I'm on food stamps, but you really wouldn't fucking know it. It buys me a bag of groceries every month. You know, that
That's
it's
crazy.
the bare minimum to survive. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, it's tough out here, bro, especially in these Republican states that are like literally subsidized by blue states. And we're out here just surviving. There is no thriving. You know what I'm saying?
Shit,
And
like
then you-
turn down free, like federal money for school lunch programs for kids.
Yeah, it's sad, bro. Like a lot of us are out here hurting. We're just barely making it.
This is something that's also like a very topical thing. Like pantries are drying up because of the government shutdown also.
Oh yeah.
And,
Look,
yeah.
the pantries out here were already thin.
Right.
I went to a pantry like 3 months ago just to like get some cereal, you know, to make sure that we could make it through the month and shit. And dude, I work security, bro. Like I work a decent job. I mean, in Texas, you know, having a $20 an hour job is like decent. You know what I mean? It's like decent. So I work a security job, but I still need to go to a pantry just to get cereal, and they want to fucking grill you and your income and this and that and da da. And I was like, dude, I just need a box of fucking cereal to make it to next month. Like, you know,
A lot of people don't know that there's like a lot of food pantries and food banks require proof of income for you to be able to get services from them here.
What's crazy about that? Okay, so the thing that he was saying, the thing that I was going to say was that, like, if he could tell me the percentage of people that don't qualify that are leeching off of the system, that would be great. If you could give us a vague ballpark, and they inevitably say like 80%, right? They say something insane like that, but that mindset is what you're talking about at the fucking pantry, is because like that is so. It is such a talking point that. That people still providing this care are laboring under the delusion that people are just taking advantage of this, and it's such and they have to in some instances because it's such a scarcity resource, and it doesn't need to be. It absolutely shouldn't be a scarcity. This should be a bountiful fucking thing. If our people need to eat, you just go here and you can.
the richest country in the history of the world.
This is something that
we can't feed our people.
In addition to that, somebody who is working a full-time job should not be in a position where you have to fucking go and do this. It's ridiculous.
Dude, we have a program here in Texas called TANF. It's Texas Assistance for Needy Families, right?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, if you are a family of, 4 or 3, whatever, and you're just barely making it, you should be automatically entitled to this program where they give you cash to help with your medical bills or to help with your gas or whatever, whatever it is, right? when you go into that office to get that benefit, they interrogate you like you committed a crime.
Right.
Like, seriously. Like, okay, so how much did you make last month? And why didn't you fucking do this? And how come you couldn't pay your insurance? And da-da-da-da-da. Like, I swear, it's like, wait, did I kill somebody, dude? I'm just trying to, like, make it to next month, and y'all are treating me like I actually committed a crime. It's crazy here in Texas. Remember, we're under Greg Abbott. We are under these people that are, like, actually not human. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're actually not, like, bro, I was telling my kids this the other day. They were like, Dad, I'm studying government structures and history and da-da-da-da. And I'm like, wrong time to be studying it, because ours is failing now. Like, it's actually, it's sad, bro. And yeah, Texas, what's happening nationally has been happening in Texas for a long time. Them wanting to privatize industry and school and education and all that shit. We've been dealing with that for the last 15, 20 years.
Yep.
You know, so now it's a national project.
Yep.
And we're seeing the effects of it, but it's fucked here, bro.
It doesn't work.
And it's fucked all over the country.
The electrical grid, the fucking, all of that is, yeah.
Yeah, bro. I was there in when all the lights went out, dude.
When Teddy took his dog to Cancun.
Yeah, man.
He left his dog to die.
Yeah,
Jesus
bro,
Christ, I forgot.
It's sad, man. It really is sad. Anyways, hey, bro, if you ever come down here, we're gonna get a beer. And where is Shorty? She left. Oh,
she's
okay. Olivia, we're gonna get a beer. Chris left, but we're all gonna get a beer when y'all come down here.
Jam, you're a treasure. You don't have to go anywhere. I do want to hear from Winnie, because she said she had something to add to this.
Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't want to like interrupt. You guys are having such a good conversation.
Such nice manners.
No, so I know the last kid, I want to say, who was up here. Yeah, I know he was probably trolling, but he said something in the very beginning about how Republicans are the richer party, and so of course, like, I obviously have my own initial opinions and biases, so I like wanted to look that up myself. And I looked up data through the Pew Research Center, which is typically regarded as a nonpartisan, source of information. And they were actually stating that the voters in the Democratic Party tend to be wealthier, whereas the Republican Party, the politicians tend to be wealthier. So I don't want to necessarily say that he was wrong, but he's thinking about it in the incorrect way. Like, so if Republicans are a wealthier party, it's not actually like the people. It's only the representatives, which is actually very sad when you think about it.
It's exactly what we were talking about earlier with Jam, which is just being able to convince people to vote like literally against the party that is like pro-union and pro healthcare price reduction, whatever that looks like. Convincing people that to vote against their own self-interests to benefit the people that it will benefit is a magic trick that I continue to be kind of horrified and in awe of. And they do it breathlessly, and it's fucking insane.
Yeah, and it's just like, it's kind of sad, because I feel like as Democrats, we probably, like, a lot of us, I'm not saying all of us, but we probably feel a certain way, potentially just because we're Democrats, and like sort of the information that we're also fed, similar to them, they're fed certain information, so that's why they feel the way they feel. But it's just so interesting to see how the data actually works in that way, and of course that there's a positive correlation towards education. And not that is a resolution or helps anything, but when he brought that up, I was like, I need to finally sit down and actually look into this, because
it's a great point.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, Winnie.
Fast panel we've had, except that little twerp that was up here.
We're not even done. Did you not see Lysandra has joined us quietly?
Oh my god, I
secretly?
thought that was Chrissy Gnome. Oh my god. Chrissy Gnome.
Ain't no...
Mr. Nobody had something to say.
Ain't no way that's the actual Lysandra KKK, Caroline Levitt. Yo.
We got a fan in here, Lysandra.
Yeah,
did
bro.
you?
I love this lady. Like, wow.
We all do. Nobody, you want to say something about this?
I'm sad I'm not going to be with you for the No Kings this time.
I know.
Around.
How am I going to walk around talking shit this whole time just by myself?
You could fly to sit and come.
How are you going to walk around getting recognized every 5 feet?
Has the cross ever burned through your chest while you were talking? Like, I gotta know. Like, no? Okay, all right.
No, because I'm not a pathological liar.
No, obviously you're protected by the blood. Yeah, for sure.
You said you had something to add to the conversation. No, sorry to interrupt you.
No, I was going to say nobody had something to talk about with this. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt anybody. No, like my last job many years ago, and I know this is somewhat anecdotal because it's from personal experience, but I'm talking dozens and dozens of people when I would go into my customer accounts, which pertain to also like retirement homes. When I would go into the kitchen to do my service work, there's lots of employees in there that couldn't get raises or couldn't get promotions because they would be taken off of government assistance.
Yeah.
And that one account predominantly was really frustrating is that the dietary manager kept getting replaced and they kept outside hiring, and they had a really wonderful employee. And I would tell her, like, you should definitely apply. Like, you could do the job with your eyes closed. You couldn't even be here and you could do the job easy. And she couldn't take it because it would take a pay increase and she would lose her benefits. So she would take one step forward with that type of promotion, but she'd take 2 steps back with, the finances of having to pay for food and housing and everything else. It's a broken system. I've said this forever.
Yeah. That's so crazy, and also that ties in with like the stagnating, minimum wage. Like the idea that this is the amount that will get you by is so outdated. It has not kept up with inflation. So this she should be able to take advance in her career and yet be able to still access these things because it's still not enough. It still wouldn't be enough. That's so fucking frustrating.
There should be some kind of progression system where it's like, okay, like, can't you just like give them time, give them time to move up where they don't have to rely on government assistance. And I don't care to have government assistance. I think it's wild that other first world countries have maternity leave, paternity leave, free healthcare, free childcare, universal basic income, like stuff like that. But it's like, people want to shit on people that say that. We're like, I have no problem paying for that. And this has come from somebody I've paid almost $35,000 in federal taxes already this year. I don't pay anything for my health insurance, my dental, or my vision. I don't pay anything.
Right.
And I'm fine with having those luxuries of a first world country here in America. We should have them. If we're the greatest country in the world, we should have those.
It is also, it's also, okay. Yeah. Go on. I have lots to say, but I think a lot of other people.
I was going to say that another thing people really don't consider is like the standards are oftentimes based off of the federal poverty line, which is like an incredibly outdated, inconsistent, incorrect measure of poverty, because what ends up happening is you have a lot of people who fall into this like middle ground where they don't technically they're not technically what's the word I'm looking for, available, like
eligible. They're not eligible for services, but they still can't afford the full price of that. So like for me, when I was a kid here in Texas, my dad worked a job and he had private health insurance, but his premiums were so expensive that he could not afford to put me on his health insurance. But
because my parents made more than whatever the requirements were, I was not eligible to get CHIP, which is health insurance for kids. So even though we were still living not even paycheck to paycheck, but debt to debt, like credit card bill to credit card bill, my parents, I still couldn't get state insurance. And that's the case for like so many kids across the country, whether it's healthcare or whether it's food assistance. Like the requirements are not just difficult to prove that you're in that position, but the requirements themselves are just not right for measuring if people are actually living in poverty or not.
So how do we get out of that cycle? I mean, if somebody brought us all onto a panel and said, I'm going to take recommendations on how to fix this problem, how the hell do we get out of this right now? I mean, but I know we're kind of fucked right now with our government.
Can I just, before you do this is the tricky part, right? I just wanted a couple. I was gathering my thoughts, Mr. Nobody. Like, kind of, this is the perennial conversation, evergreen conversation, which is, I don't feel badly for my taxes to go to help somebody like Jam to fund food kitchens or to fund Planned Parenthood, which benefits so many like underprivileged communities, and like healthcare in general, because I am a firm believer that our society is better if everyone is taken care of. And there's less crime, there's less want, everyone is better. A rising tide raises all boats. And so I am fine with my taxes going to this. I am not fine with my taxes going to build bombs to drop on poor brown children in a different I am not fine with I'm fine with USAID to pay for HIV like treatment in Africa. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with our like humanitarian, but there are people that you were talking about who have been convinced that like having a strong military is the most paramount thing that we could ever fucking do, and all of my taxes should go to that. And why should my taxes go to mooching losers who can't afford dental insurance? And they are just as have such the same conviction that I do about my taxes, and there is this necessary balance that we have to strike. But for the last 80 years, seemingly, the balance has not been shifted in a humanitarian direction, and we have seen like concrete consequences from that as our society continues to like slip away from us, as wages stagnate because we don't raise the federal minimum wage, as healthcare costs are about to triple because we're not subsidizing them anymore, and that's why the government shut down. We aren't down the middle. We are way skewed off to this other side, and everyone else is just dealing with it, and it is frustrating. It's so fucking we
don't even have to choose. That's the crazy thing. It's like the money is there. Like the money could be there very easily if we had actual like progressive tax policy in this country. We could have the greatest military in the world and also feed everyone and also make sure everyone has healthcare and still be the richest country in the world if we actually had a progressive tax system. But we don't. We have a regressive tax system that enables not even just the 1%, because that's something that I think people also miss out on so often, is people's conception of wealth is so skewed. Like I'll give you an example, and maybe GT, maybe this is the case for you. Like maybe you understand what I'm talking about. Most people who make, in 6 figures, 7 figures, and up, they don't do the standard deduction on their taxes. They do line item deductions on their taxes, and that enables a lot of people to write off a lot of things on their taxes. Now, if you're someone who you're making, a couple $1 million a year to tens of millions of dollars a year, you can find ways and little loopholes to write off everything that you buy, and then you're effectively not paying anything, while the majority of Americans are using standard deduction. And that's why the right, and Trump specifically, has been able to convince so many people that he has done a better job for them, is because they did it in 2017 and they just did it with this one big beautiful pile of bullshit, is they increased the standard deduction on your taxes. So people feel short term that they're getting more money in their pocket because their tax return is bigger, or they're paying less in taxes, when the reality is that that is not an accurate adjustment for the increase and the cost of living that we have. And also, the people who are making real serious amounts of money, they're not taking that standard deduction anyways. So they're still not paying a ton of taxes. And these are the regressive tax policies of the Trump administration, of the Republican Party. It happens on a national level and on a local level. And we're not going to be able to fix any of these problems until people understand that it's not about deciding how we spend the money in America. It's about making sure that we're actually taking in money in an appropriate and effective way.
Hey, Olivia, can I piggyback off what you just said?
No.
No? Okay, sorry, I'll shut up.
Go ahead.
Okay. No, you're from Houston, so a lot of the wealth that comes into Houston is from oil and gas, right? So I worked in a bowling alley when I was younger. It was a bowling alley / bar. And we had a lot of oil and gas companies, give the company credit card, and they'd bring all the fucking, the big fat ass white guys, and they come and chow down on some steak, and fucking and do all that shit. And they would come in, buy a table up, it'd be like 12 dudes, and they would drop literally, I'm not even kidding you. This was a kind of high end place, but they, $3,000 in food, and then another $1,000 in drinks, and then commenced to tip us $150, me, the barkeep, the bartender, and the server. And we're at the end of the night, so again, it's just it shows you how the wealth distribution in this country is so screwed. How can you come and spend $4,000 at a restaurant and drop $150 tip and walk out feeling like you're justified for doing that? I felt like catching them at their cars. I felt like catching them at their cars. Because
and I bet you they wrote that meals off on their taxes too.
Yeah, exactly. They did. I'm sure they did. But what I'm saying to you is it's disgusting. It's egregious. It's egregious. And that's representative of what we're living through in this country. The fact that working class people are just getting screwed left and right, and the wealthy are just walking away and happy, and we suffer every single day. It sucks, bro. It sucks. We're tired of it, and there's gonna be an eat the rich moment coming soon, I think. I hope
Sandra.
so. I hope so.
It's just that this whole conversation, it always boils down to the fact that it's cool if you're rich and trashy if you're poor, knowing a second language. It's avoiding taxes is totally fine, and getting assistance is totally fine if you're rich. But if you're poor, why the fuck do you need help?
You're taking handouts.
Yeah, you're
lazy.
Mm-hmm. I just want to say that being multilingual is a sign of high IQ, and it bugs me so much when people act like you're lesser than because you don't only we speak English. It's crazy.
This is one of my favorite talking points. Somebody, I think yesterday, was in here being like, they don't speak English. And I'm like, how many languages do you speak? And they're like, just the one, but it's English. And I'm like, you barely speak that. And all of these people are smarter than you.
It's always a functionally illiterate person.
Yeah. Yeah. It's people that go, us conservatives.
When
Callback from earlier. Remember? Okay, sorry.
So I work for, I'm not going to say what country, but I work for a foreign country, a firm from a foreign country. And it brings me back to like kind of the point where you're like, oh, how does this happen? Like how do things change? And all the countries that this firm operates in all underwent like serious and like multiple revolutions of some sort. So not to say that, I know it's like not something that any of us want to live through.
Wait, what's that?
Fucking disco cat, man.
Oh, shit.
Thanks, man.
So yeah, so not saying that any of us want to live through something that tumultuous. I mean, we're basically living through it right now, like the beginnings of it. But that's probably what's going to be the answer to it. It's like overthrowing a dictatorship of sorts.
Oh man, I think that we have I don't know. I don't think anybody really has a firm grasp on what that looks like. And I think all the gravy seals who sort of like salivate at the idea that they can just take their ARs out of the closet finally and go hunt liberals. They don't know what that looks like. They can't. Those guys are done in the first week too, because they can't go to Crackle Barrel anymore.
Can I tell y'all like a funny story real quick? Y'all got this after this. So look, check this out. Look, this is I signed an NDA, so I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna say it anyways, right? So check this out.
Nobody heard that. If you heard it, you didn't hear it.
Check this out, right? So like this is like 4 weeks ago, and this is going back to what I was saying about like doing anything to pay the bills, right? So I signed up. There's this company. I won't say the name, but there's this company. They basically contract with like the DOJ, Army, Navy SEALs, and they come with real guns, right? They get a bunch of like actors or people who are gonna get shot, and they load up their guns, right, with ammunition, but with paint tips on the end of the ammunition. It's called sim rounds, right? And then they come through and do simulations on these actors all day and just like fucking destroy them with flashbangs and simulation rounds. They shoot the shit out of you, right? So like I did this, right? Got my ass blitzed, right? Just every day for a week, just blitzed, right? They came through, shot the shit out of us, flashbanged us. I fucking went deaf for like 3 days. It was a whole thing, right? So anyways, right? They came through, rolled through, did that shit to us for a week. And then I looked at the shit that was happening in Chicago, and I was like, wait, this is exactly what they practiced on us. Like, that's exactly, I was like, wait, are these the same teams that practiced on us a month ago, and now we're in Chicago doing the same things, except like when I heard that they came through that apartment building and zip tied kids and did it, bro, almost identical. When you hear the people describe it, they're like, oh yeah, they came through, flashbanged us, zip tied everyone, cleared all the rooms, almost shot some of us. I was like, dude, that's literally what we role played for.
Jan, we got to just get you on TikTok Shop, dude. I don't know. I don't want you getting flashbanged anymore. You got kids, man.
Yeah, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm stupid as hell. Like, I think that
this is just a function of like, we shouldn't have to be fucking getting flashbanged to pay for our kids' foods. Like that's just very frustrating. And also, but like, I didn't even know. What did you? It was like on a Craigslist ad that they were just like, hey, we need people.
Wow, how'd you know that, bro? It was literally I was on Craigslist. They hit me back back. They were like, "Oh, you're so lucky. Like, you got a job now." And I was like, "Oh, nice. When do I start?" And they were like, "Yeah, you start on this day. It's kind of like paintball." And I was like, "Oh, cool, paintball." I get there, they're like, "Get the fuck down!" I was like, "Oh shit, this is not paintball. This is not paintball." Like,
this is
y'all are whacking
insane,
us,
dude. That's insane.
Hey, but it's all
to hear.
good, man. Hey, I appreciate y'all even listening to me for this long, bro. Y'all been cool as hell. Thank you, guys.
Get out of here. Remember when you came up here and singing about your dick?
Yeah, I was trying to troll because I wanted to get on. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Again, listen, if you ever come to Texas, bro, I owe you like 30 beers.
We're hanging out. Don't you worry.
Yeah, definitely, bro. Listen, I gotta go to bed because I gotta wake up and take, my kids and shit.
Jam,
they got
appreciate
school,
you,
so.
dude. Good to meet you.
Hey, man,
Come back
y'all been
anytime.
solid. Thank you.
Appreciate you. We should have got Jam's Venmo.
That was crazy.
Let's hear from this fucking guy.
Am I this fucking guy? Hell yeah. I took some notes down that I found interesting about the conversation you guys are having. So
Thanks,
the only way that the Democrats are going to fix things is if a revolution happens. Or are there some policies
what you heard?
could be put into place?
What about wait?
I'm asking.
Before you just posture yourself as like a weird Republican. I should have done this before. What else have you heard us talk about? Like, do you think that any of our positions about like how to allocate tax money for like the greater good? Do you think that like any of that, how people are being like told to vote against their own self-interest, does any of that, what we're talking about, resonate with you?
I don't think that increasing the taxes in any way, shape, or form is the answer, which I think is what Olivia was saying at some point.
For the rich.
Well, you understand the difference between progressive and regressive?
No.
Tax.
Yeah.
No, I
Progressive means it gets larger.
No, that's not what
Percentage.
that
I agree. I think that we should all have a flat tax rate, and it should just be that.
Wait, let me take this one.
I'm gonna.
May
hold
I?
on, Can I ask
May
you
I
a
take
simple
this
question?
one? Yeah, in a second. I'm going to explain to you why a flat tax rate is fucking stupid. Do you want to listen? It's my favorite thing to talk about. It's so easy, even I understand it. Do you want to hear it? I hope, because I think it'll help you too. Because I think that
if I say no, are you not going to say it?
Yeah, no. I'm just going to use this as an example to tell 1,900 people about this. Okay, let's say you make $1 million. Right? And let's say I make $50,000 a year. You're making $1 million a year. I make $50,000 a year, right? You're on board. Or are you asleep? Did you fall asleep?
I'm listening.
Okay, sick. Tax season comes around. Okay, we're not paying a sliding scale where I pay 25% up to 50,000, and then 24% from 50 to 52,000. You know, like how taxes work. You know.
Yeah.
Right, and then even less as it goes up because rich people. Right. Let's say. Somebody said I made $50,000 this live. So far, I've made $62.32. I just want to let you know that. Okay. So you've made $1 million this year. I've made $50,000 this year. Instead of the sliding scale, right? They're gonna take 35% of our tax, right? You with me?
Yeah. Yep.
Let's change my number. I make $100,000. You make $1 million. How much money in taxes do I have to pay?
What was the flat rate?
35%.
35%. You have to pay. You make 100,000.
I make 100,000.
Is it 3,500? 35,000. 35,000.
Yeah, that.
My bad.
Right.
Zero.
So I have $75,000 left, right?
Yeah. Sorry, I was dealing with a sick child. So go ahead. Yeah. You have 75,000 left. No, you don't have that much left over.
65.
Yeah. Sorry.
You made $1 million. You get taxed 35%. What are you paying?
$350,000?
Yeah. Crazy. So much money, right?
Well, wouldn't that be proportional to the amount of money I made?
That's what a flat tax is. How much money do you have left?
650,000.
What is harder to live on? 65,000 or 650,000?
650,000 because I would have a hard time figuring out what I'm going to spend all that money on.
You were almost a person. Now come back and like engage with it for a second. What does that mean for
come
somebody?
on, it's a dumb question. Obviously, the spending power for the person with $65,000 is going to be less, right? I understand that, but if it's just a flat rate,
if a flat rate sounds good to an idiot. If we understand what that means, though, where we could have someone paying more of their percentage when it affects them less, rather than somebody, and now we're doing $10,000, $20,000 a year, right? 35% of that is what? Don't worry about it. It's a lot. You're left with a tiny little sliver, right? Yet the other person, having paid $350,000, is still left with $650,000. This is why a flat tax doesn't work, because it is a regressive tax. It benefits very rich people and over penalizes people who don't make a lot of money. That's the all you need to know about it is that it hurts people who are poor and middle class way more than it does rich people, despite it having the same number. It's easy to sell to you because everyone's paying the same, but it's not their fair share. That's the point. In the olden days, before Reagan, the curve used to look like this. More people pay taxes. Now, it kind of looks like this, and rich people keep more of their money. And instead of doing that, and if we went back to this, we would start paying for schools, something that you probably could have used. And then with, that's what, sorry, that was a dig. But I'm just saying why this is bad. Flat tax is bad. Regressive taxes are bad. Tariffs are a really good example of a regressive tax, because poor and middle class people pay a larger percentage of their income towards these tariffs than rich people do. That's why these are bad.
Do you think that corporations pay their fair share? Like when you say we need to tax the rich more aptly or whatever, do you think that the corporations should be
I don't want to let this guy shift the goalpost. We're not talking about corporations. We're talking about people.
Wait.
I can connect the two, though. I'm actually an expert in this field.
So why should Boeing be allowed to pay less, like $0 in taxes? I'm just asking. Do you think Boeing, your progressive tax include?
Do you think Boeing pays $0 in taxes?
I do believe that there have been years in the past where they have paid less than 5% in taxes.
Do you think that that's okay?
Has it ever been $0?
Do you think that that's okay?
Okay. No, absolutely not.
So why do you vote? Wait.
Corporations.
So why do you vote for people who make it easier for corporations not to pay taxes in America? Why do you fall all over yourself to vote for Republicans who make it easier? Remember Mitt Romney was like, corporations are people? That whole fucking debacle where he said that, he had a fucking binder. Why do you vote for people who make it easier for large corporations to skirt their tax obligations? Why do you do that?
Can you provide me one policy that the Democrats put in place?
Every Republican has pulled regulations out of the market. It's called deregulation. They do this every fucking time, and it is precisely for this reason.
Well, I just want to add to this, I guess, a little bit.
Please do.
Just a little bit simply. So, just a couple examples here. So, when I was first getting started in taxes, I worked with, people under the poverty line, and the number of tax regulations that I needed to know in order to do their taxes was like relegated to the tiniest book. It's actually not that tiny, but pretty tiny. The number of tax regulations that are available to partnerships, corporations, and the like, hundreds of thousands upon that, like many, many, many books, to the point where there's like specialists in each kind of tax, because no one can literally know all of those taxes. That's the first example. And then the second example, I guess, to answer his question was, I mean, very simply, the whole 163J. That came out, I think, Trump's the last time he was in office. And it was about to come to an end. And I can say very confidently, a lot of people, a lot of businesses were very afraid it was going to come to an end because of how many tax breaks. And we're talking about like very, very wealthy businesses that take up the large market share of the US. So, and that was him. He did that.
Can I do a round of word association with everybody on the panel? I just want to say a phrase.
No.
And you guys
can
tell
you
me what
no
you think.
no. Can you engage?
Famine.
Can you engage with what she just said? Nice, dude. You got the wrong panel for this. Can you engage with what she just said first?
There's nothing to engage with.
Oh, you just weren't listening.
You asked a question, I answered it.
What the fuck, man?
You said they're given tax breaks. Does everybody have access to those tax breaks? Whether they qualify for the tax breaks doesn't matter. Why
is it so hard for you to listen? What's the deal? She just went into how like individuals don't have access to the same amount of corporate tax breaks.
They don't qualify
because they're individuals.
The same tax breaks.
Because they're
they're corporations. They just don't meet the qualifications.
They don't have access to them. What are you talking? How did she talk? How did Winnie talk for this long and you didn't hear a fucking word?
There's nowhere for the information to be stored.
I tried to keep it brief. I tried not to go.
The hard drive is full.
So can you give
do you know what I meant by that?
example of a tax break that the corporations have access to that an individual citizen doesn't have access to? Can you give me one specific that if they qualified for, they wouldn't get?
I just did. I'm so confused. I literally just did.
No, you did. He just doesn't understand.
Are you talking about that SJ? You said something SJ. Was that a tax code that only qualifies, that only corporations qualify for?
I think the large majority of it is just businesses in general. So not necessarily just corporations. You can be a different business type.
So it's based on qualifications, and if an individual was to meet those qualifications, they could get that tax break. They just don't because they don't meet the qualifications. So it's not like a discrimination thing because they're individuals. It's they don't meet the qualifications thing.
Investigating.
What up, gang?
There's a lot of background noise now.
I wanted this guy to come up. I just want to take a break from this guy. You fucking dot.
Continue, bro.
Huh?
What up?
What'd you say?
All right, so I'm just curious, what kind of policy has the Democrats pushed or put in place that?
What were you saying?
Big go dog? After the companies.
Hey, shut up, dude. This guy. What were you saying? I said free nudes. You can go in a second. Your internet's super bad. What's shame. Up? I wanted to. Oh, okay. What? No. What were you saying in the comments, dude?
What did I call you? Forgot already.
All right. Oh, okay.
I got lost in the captions.
All right. Jared, you had something about tax credits.
Yeah, I've got an example of something that a corporation can get that you as an individual can't. Can I address you as something other than what your username is? Do you have a name, buddy?
Yes, Joe.
Joe, that's fantastic. Joe, can you get billions of dollars for selling efficient vehicles? Can you get billions of dollars for that?
If I sold efficient vehicles, could I? I don't sell those vehicles, so no, I don't qualify. I don't meet the requirements.
So you couldn't get that, even if you really wanted to. You couldn't get that.
Because why?
Because why?
Because I don't sell the thing that you need to sell in order to get the tax break.
Can you access that?
You're right. So I don't meet the qualifications. No, I can't because I don't meet the qualifications, which is exactly my point. Thank you for coming up. I appreciate it. You just drove home my point.
So the point is that they created something that companies can get billions of dollars from the government because they are, accepting government handouts in a way that, oh my God, it's so awful that somebody at a food pantry might get, hundreds of dollars worth of food from the government, but that's terrible. But welfare queen Elon Musk can get billions of dollars from the government because he builds, only EV cars. And so he can sell off his EV tax credits to other companies that don't make EVs, and that's something that normal Joe here can't do. So that's a way that they can get billions of dollars off of their taxes and not pay those to the government. In fact, they can actually get money from the government, and an individual person could not do that.
Yep, and then what makes it even worse, and I don't know if you covered it, sorry if I missed it. What makes it worse is once they get those tax credits, let's say they had $1 billion worth of tax, the credits reduced that, and they got all this other extra credit left over, they can then go ahead and sell those credits and make more money off of credits that the government gave them.
And that's Tesla didn't make a profit for years. Most of their profit was from selling credits to other car companies. So they were living
our tax
government.
Yeah.
They only exist because of it.
Now, having heard all of that, do you think that the government should continue to do this and allow corporations to do that?
I think that grants and subsidies that go to corporations should be considered investments on behalf of the American taxpayers, and only done when there's a mutual.
I don't care. I didn't ask you what you think about what our future tax policy should be, and that we should be given fucking interest based on their that. By the way, the thing that you just suggested is fucking is communism. Is when the government gets fucking dividends from individual companies. By the way, that's what that is, you silly goose. Okay?
Wait, someone just brought this up in the chat.
That's insane that you said that.
They brought food stamps, and it's illegal to sell food stamps, but it's not illegal to sell tax credits. And that's just when you think about how sad that is.
But also, so the idea, first of all, oopsie daisy, right? You fucked up big time. Second of all, do you think...
Why did I fuck up?
Because advocating for the idea that the government should own stake in all of these companies.
They could have non-voting stakes, holding no power.
There's no. I'm sorry. Can I ask a really basic question here? You do understand when you keep talking about this that, like, if you own a company, you pay a different, like, if I own a corporation, I pay for just hypothetical stance here. I pay, like, my corporation pays taxes, and then I pay individual taxes. So there's two sets of taxes there, and my corporation is taxed on an entirely different basis because it's a corporation. Like, you keep talking about, can you name something that a corporation can get that I can't get as an individual? Yeah, it's a completely different, like, tax. It's totally different. And to your original point of, like, what did Democrats run on to X, Y, or Z? Kamala Harris's entire campaign when she took over for Joe Biden was, I'm going to increase the corporate tax rate from 24% to 28%. Donald Trump's entire campaign was, I'm going to take Joe Biden's and potentially Kamala Harris's tax rate and decrease it all the way down to 16%. As Good Trouble said, the entire idea is that, like, we want these companies like Boeing and Publix and all these places to be paying zero in taxes. That's what Donald Trump ran on, and Kamala Harris literally ran on the opposite. That's why you fuckers wouldn't vote for her, because she was like, I'm going to increase the corporate tax rate by 4%, and then Fox News was like, you're going to die because of this, and then now you're here.
Yeah. So my question to you
was in office for 4 years. How did the corporate tax rate change?
My question to you.
I told you
Yeah, go ahead.
earlier. It was like, what was it, like 37 or 38% before Trump?
My question to you is, do you think that we should be able to enable corporations to take advantage of these corporate loopholes like this?
No, and I provided you what I would
Then
like
why
to
do you support people who exclusively make it easier for them to do this?
Because the carrot that the Democrats dangle in front of the American people's face will
Not
never
because
be reached or
the
grabbed
Democrats,
at.
not because of the Democrats. I'm talking about you and your support for people that you've identified this issue, right? You said it's bad that this fucking happens, and yet I support them enabling this to happen. Not because of the Democrats. You. I'm talking about you. Why are you okay?
Through the deregulation leads to lower prices.
You understand that voting for either Republicans or Democrats is supporting the horrible tax loophole. I mean, I'm sorry. How exactly are you pinning all of the terrible tax loopholes that corporations and every other billionaire uses all on just one side?
Okay, Jill Stein.
We're also not even. But the point is that like one side historically loves to deregulate the market. One side pulls regulations out of the market to accelerate the economy at every turn. One side does that, and one side inevitably, 9 times out of 10, when we look at an economy crash, it is because of the Republicans pulling regulations out of the markets. It is invariably one side doing this orders of magnitude more than the other side. So when you go, both sides are the same, you are not paying close enough attention to the cause and effect of these things. So yeah, we can identify one side doing it more than the other. We absolutely can, and it's not actually that difficult. We can just look not so distant history and identify that. So both sides in this argument is like a little reductionist, I think.
I miss the time in politics when you could understand and agree with like something from each party. Like no one singular party was like so clearly off. And right now it feels like the choices that people are making quite literally is like that saying, cutting off your nose to spite your face. Yeah. They're not making decisions because they actually like what he's saying or what he's doing. They're making decisions because it's against the Democrats.
Has not helped anybody. In fact, it's hindered us mainly. I mean, like, you kind of answer your own questions where you say, like, well, you know, you work for the poor and there's very few tax laws for the poor, but then for the rich, there's a bunch of tax law. But they're also rich enough to just get tax lawyers. So, I mean, like, basically what I'm saying is like, I don't understand how you're against a flat tax where it'll get rid of all of that convoluted nonsense.
You explained this already.
I did. I went into great detail about this.
But what you explained was kind of silly. I mean, you said first of all, you said 35%.
I made it silly. I made it silly so that it would be easily understandable. But like the flat tax disproportionately hurts middle and lower income people. That's but the main takeaway is that's what that is. That's what you should have gotten from that.
Well, let's just take away this. Like, if it was a billionaire and say the flat tax was say 12%. Well, with today's regulation and the way it is with all the convoluted tax loopholes and all the tax lawyers and blah blah blah, he's probably not paying 12%. He might be paying a fraction of a percent. Okay, so but with a flat tax, you get rid of all that nonsense. It's a flat tax.
No, because billionaires don't make any income.
Billionaires don't make any income.
No, they don't make any income. All of their income is fake. It's not actually income the way that you and I treat income. So they'll pay zero, just like they do now.
Zero taxes. That's Donald Trump. That's why he didn't return. That's why he didn't want to release his tax returns, because he always took a loss on his taxes.
They can get around a flat tax too,
because you leverage your debt. You take out a loan against your assets, which you have a lot of assets because you're fucking very rich, and it is this feedback loop, and you never pay taxes and you just accrue assets. And so in this instance, billionaires, you would need to write some new fucking, and guess what? Try getting capital gains taxes written into tax law when there are billionaire lobbyists trying to make sure that you don't do that. You're not getting that passed. What I'm saying is, if you have a tax code that can go back to a time where we weren't We weren't.
Go back, you mean simplify.
Before Reagan, we had a high income tax percentage, where if you made over this amount of money, you were taxed at 80%, and if you made over this amount of money, that percentage over $400,000 is taxed at 80%, and over $500,000 is taxed at 90%. And if you're making that much money, it's going back into the fucking thing, and we're paying for schools, and we're paying for hot lunch for kids. And so, like, that was before Reagan decided to coin trickle down economics, and you can see the massive explosion in wealth disparity in our country from that moment, where we inverted this fucking this progressive tax.
And Mikey, did you know that Social Security just stops like coming out of your taxes at a certain point? Like, I forget what the do you know what it is, Good Trouble? It's like $1 million or something like that. But like every dollar above $1 million just doesn't go into Social Security. So you could make 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, 5 million, $1 billion. That doesn't like feed into Social Security. So if we just stopped that, if we just took that off, we'd all have Social Security forever.
100.
I completely agree with you.
We have it forever.
Look, I'm saying the same thing you're saying. I'm just saying that there's a different way of going about it, rather than just saying, you know what, persecute the rich people. Like, they should pay more, they have more. I'm not against that, but I mean, with the way the system's set up right now,
can I get some clarification? How, Mikey? What do you do for work?
I'm a lead technician for a high volume refrigeration. I fix refrigerators. I fix commercial refrigerators for supermarkets.
You're making $150,000 a year.
No, not that much.
You're making 120.
Yeah, $120. Yeah.
Why are you advocating? Okay. We were talking
taxes.
We were talking about people. Earlier, we were talking about people being somehow hoodwinked to vote against their own self-interests, and I think that you qualify for this a little bit. If only I don't know anything else about you other than this, and what we're talking about, this regressive tax, you are absolutely. If you're taxed at 20% at a flat tax, that hurts you more than it does people that you're advocating for. You're saying don't go after the rich, but you're including yourself in that situation. We want tax breaks for you. That's not enough money. Do you have kids?
Yeah, I have a daughter, but I understand what you're saying. I totally understand what you're saying. But what I'm saying is that even if you put on, more regulate, more tax the rich or progressive, they're just going to get tax lawyers to get them out of paying them taxes. And then it's going to fall onto the middle class, as it always does when the government ain't seeing the revenue that they thought they were going to see from taxing the rich. Is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, bud.
The exact goal is to make sure that doesn't happen. And I want to point out, when we talk about rich, and I think this is, again, in terms of people understanding wealth disparity, people who make under $1 million, I'm sure there's arguments out there for under $2 million, they're paying a fat amount in taxes, right? When we start going above that amount, when we're talking about people making people are making $1 million a year and getting fucking probably paying $400,000, that's fine. They're playing the same percentage as everyone else. When you're making $5 million, when you're making $10 million, when you're making $100 million a year, that's when again, you get into all these loopholes. And the real problem, as we've talked about in this, is everybody very, very, very rich individuals, billionaires. Elon Musk gets literally $46 billion that they be in cash to buy Twitter, and he gets all that cash. He takes out loans against his Tesla stock. Elon Musk can come up with the money to $46 billion in liquid fucking cash to buy a social media company because he's bored. But when we go look at his effective tax rate, he's paying nothing. Mark Zuckerberg last year wrote that he made, $1.6 million as a CEO, and he's building bunkers. That's because he takes out, a bunch of debt based, as with his, stock as collateral, and none of those people are taxed at anything. If you tomorrow fucking make it big and you're making $3 million a year, fuck yeah, that's not my issue. And I think that most people need to realize the issue here is like when we start getting past that point, there are motherfuckers who can liquidate cash to build bunkers and buy companies. They should have to liquidate cash to pay the goddamn US government. And the problem is there's too many loopholes. So if we go in and we say, I don't know, some amount of like capital gains tax for high net worth individuals, or hey, we're done with these fucking loopholes. So after a certain really high net worth, there are no more fucking loopholes. That's, I think, what we're all arguing for. There's not going to be a scenario where it's like we just want to increase taxes more on the rich and not fix any of the loopholes. The goals are the loopholes. And if you fucking break it big like you should, because again, like Good Trouble said, you deserve tax cuts. $120 right now with a fucking daughter and you're fucking working hard, fuck that bullshit. That's not enough money.
That's
you deserve
60K.
tax break. Yeah, exactly. Fuck that bullshit. If you make 250 grand, like who gets 400? Like, again, I just think like we need to have like a discussion about what the definition of like wealthy is in relation to these taxes.
And to add to that point, every single time that a president increased the tax, we moved into a surplus instead of a deficit every single time. So our economy did worlds better.
And to that, sorry, go ahead, Good Trouble. Look at this guy right here, thinking hard.
And
sorry, he's just like a great guy.
Somebody put in the comments like regulations are important. Regulations stop like massive runs on our economy. Regulations make sure that there aren't .com bubbles or housing bubbles. Regulations would have kept us regulations around AI would have kept us out of this impending fucking economy collapse that we're about to suffer.
It's a bubble.
So like regulations are fucking important. They stop fraud. And so when Republicans want to do fraud, what is this book? They pull regulations out of the fucking market, dude.
I met Kamala Harris on Saturday, and she's 107 days. Both
Meet her too.
What?
Wow.
Hi, Chris.
Did you?
Wait, Lysandra, did you meet her in Atlanta?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick as fuck. Oh yeah.
I should have signed that paperwork, hey?
Yeah. I'm sure. I know you got the phone call, buddy.
I didn't get a phone call.
You didn't get a phone call?
No, they haven't checked in with me.
I had to bully my way into a phone call. Trust me.
All right. Anyway,
Sisson didn't even get a phone call. Sisson didn't get one. I swear to God.
We're all done anyway.
Legend has it your brother's still redlining that contract.
Any day now they're gonna get this thing
any day.
It's mostly red at this point. So anyway, the fucking what are we doing? Why?
Sorry, I interrupted. My bad.
I think that I don't know. I don't understand why the argument continues to be framed in a way that like one day this is going to affect me positively. One day I'm going to have $1 billion and I want to make sure that the tax regulations are favorable to me. When in reality we need to be focused on like free nudes is not pulling down $800,000 a year. Okay, Mikey.
Hey, you don't know his life.
I know.
That's his.
I know everything about that guy. And so, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand the impetus to protect people who would rather see you pour in a gutter. Why is it?
My thing is that you're trying to build off of the same framework that they've been building off of for all of this time. I'm saying burn all that bullshit and start over with a flat tax, and then
Mike, are you from Baltimore?
Out of my paycheck is going to hurt me more than the $350,000. Like to use your thing, but at least it was even. At least it was.
Can you do me a favor? Can you just say "Go Birds" for me?
Yeah, go Birds. Yeah. You know where I'm from.
I heard it. I hear the O. Anyway, but like here, instead of burning it all down, how many times? How old are you, Mikey?
35.
I'm 40.
36.
That's fine.
Yeah,
I'm 5 years older than you. How many times in your life, shut the fuck up, Chris, how many times in your life have you heard trickle-down economics?
Oh, yeah, quite a bit, you know. Yeah.
Does it work?
Reagan started. They said that it's ineffective. No, it doesn't exactly trickle down the way they expect.
Well, any day now.
Expect
I
it
think
to.
it'll
No,
trickle down any
But
day now.
someday it's gonna. When we're talking about burning it down, right? That's what we're trying. That's the thing that we're trying to reverse, is the idea that if you just keep giving these enormously wealthy people so much money, it's just going to keep falling out of their pockets, and we're just going to get the little. But that's not how it works. That's how it's never worked. It's never once worked.
Economics is literally the equivalent to when like your company gives you a pizza party instead of a massive bonus when they made billions. That's literally trickle down economics.
Yeah. So like I just,
the thought process is that the more capital that they have, the more that they will use to then expand and hire more people, buy more buildings, blah blah blah.
They buy yachts. They buy yachts. They buy yachts. Yachts.
They buy yachts. They buy their stock. They buy their stock back, and then they fucking lay off 1,500 people. That's it is. But that's the point.
I agree.
Stop letting them do that. Stop letting them get all these tax breaks. Get tax instead of doing that. Instead of letting them buy yachts, tax the fucking pants off of them, and let's pave our roads.
Did you hear Toyota has a Rolls Royce rival coming out? That's where we're at.
Damn, dude.
Because they need another thing that's not a Rolls Royce. Toyota is going to get in that game now. That's what we're at now.
The saddest thing to watch is a lot of these companies that made that increased their revenue year over year for the last 5 to 10 years have completely demolished all of their entry level positions. And I know we've talked about that so much, but now people can't even get by with an associate's or a bachelor's degree anymore. They're just, AI is fully taken over, or now they find loopholes where they can outsource work, and so
the job market is terrible.
It's really sad.
Down 32,000 jobs September.
Mikey, say it again.
Just wait till AI starts driving trucks, and then you're going to see a real problem.
I just saw a car going down the street with no driver, and it freaked me out.
I know Lysandra will be seeing those in Atlanta, bro.
That's scary. I don't like that.
Crazy.
Okay, so we're identifying problems. What do you think our boy in office is doing to address this sort of job market that we find ourselves in? What do you think? How do you think he's doing? This is for both of you.
Well, I mean, he has done pretty good things with as far as trade goes, with the Euro deal. I mean, how nice would it be to drive through the European countryside and see a John Deere? You know what I'm saying? You don't see no John Deeres.
We have Mikey. No,
you don't.
Mikey, I have to get a fucking visa to go to Europe. You know what I would have rather done instead of seeing a John Deere? Continue to travel around the world unimpeded because of how powerful our passport is. It's a fucking joke now. I have to get 2 visas to go to Europe because I have to land in Great Britain. Yeah.
I'm also going to add to that and say that foreign countries are currently actively right now trying to look for ways where they can divest from the United States. They want nothing to do with us, and it is the scariest thing possible.
They've been divesting from the United States for decades.
But talk about what he's doing.
Tariffs on the United States.
Mikey, talk about what he's doing to remedy.
Well, he set up the Euro deal. That's a big deal. Everybody's happy about that.
How does the Euro deal benefit you?
Deal with South Korea.
Wait, stop. Time.
Well, I'm trying to tell you. Go ahead.
It's just inflation is obviously rising. The labor market is awful. We just got Goldman Sachs today saying that by the end of the year they expect the data that they have now and then the continuing data they're getting to show that 55% of the 100% cost of the tariffs, because tariffs are paid for by businesses in the U.S. importing goods, 55% of that cost is going to be or is currently being passed down to consumers, right? right? So we are seeing inflation rise. We're seeing consumers have to eat that tax. We're seeing, again, the slowest pace of hiring this country has seen since the middle of 2009. And if memory serves me correctly, that wasn't a great time. So like when you're talking about like, I want to see fucking Jeeps rolling down in Europe, like Europe has fucking Mercedes-Benz at their doorstep. They don't want our shitty US cars or any of this. How does any of this benefit you?
Well, I mean, the fact that you don't see any American vehicles or any American
that's because the
It's because the United States of America was tariffed basically out of the market. It's not that our products can't be sold.
It is that our products cannot. No. This is absurd. No, this is so. I'm sorry. This is going to make me angry because this is absurdity. Okay. The Europe deal where he bullies Europe into getting what he wants, which there's other issues with the fact that again, we're isolating ourselves around the world with this type of stuff. Again, like the reason that Jeeps are not being driven in Europe is because they have Mercedes-Benz and Audi at their doorstep. Nobody fucking wants a shitty ass, unreliable fucking Jeep, dude. What are you talking about? Do you know how
every single car from around the whole world in this country? So why is Mercedes here? Because we don't tariff them to death. Mikey, we allow them to do business here. How is it that we allow the whole world to do business here in the United States, but everybody else basically shuts us down?
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true.
Yeah.
Didn't we just scare off all of like the Hyundai people?
Mikey,
I'm just so confused.
Mikey, what's the best-selling car in America? Do you know?
I'm not sure, but Honda. I'm not sure.
Nope.
I don't know.
It's not even close. It's not even close. It is the Ford F-150, brother.
Okay.
It is the F-150 by a bullet. It is. They sell like 1 million of them a year, and then the second best is the Chevy Silverado, and the third best is the Ram 1500, and then you have to go down to like 4 and 5, and then you finally get to the Toyota RAV4, which is like the best-selling non-pickup truck. Now I have a question for you. Do you think that the Ford F-150 would fit on a European road? Have you been to Europe?
No, I have no need to leave the United States.
So here's the point. The Ford F-150 doesn't fit. It's a space problem.
It doesn't fit. That's your take. That it.
I don't know. Hang on, Mikey. Just for clarification, Jared still runs. Still part of?
Still runs. Yes.
An enormous auto page. This is something. If you asked me about, I don't know, hyper specific bike shit, I would be able to speak with authority in the way that Jared can talk about cars. This is absolutely why they don't have our cars there. Mainly because they don't fit in the.
Many F-150s running around in New York City.
Yes, you do.
And all that.
Yes, you do.
Small cars.
Yes, you do.
I mean, I'm sure there's a couple of obnoxious assholes running around with oversized vehicles.
Have you been to New York City before?
I feel like there's a bunch in my neighborhood. I'm from New York. I feel like there's a bunch in my neighborhood right now.
Yeah, but
I don't know if this guy's ever been here.
Wait, but also, crucially, just because you don't see them doesn't mean that what he just said, you can, and I can encourage you to do this. Go look it up.
I work in the trades. I see F-150s all day.
Overwhelmingly, the first, second, and third car are those three enormous trucks.
Enormous.
Right. And that's fantastic. That warms my heart that people are buying American.
They're not going to buy those
because
cars.
There's some kind of subsidies and whatnot from the government and so on and so forth in order to promote our own brand and on our own.
Do you know
turf.
what the best-selling car in Europe is?
That's what everybody else is. I don't know, bud. I don't know.
Volkswagen Golf. It's consumer preference.
Consumer preference.
Yes.
But their best selling car is the point is it's not because of the tariffs.
Yes. Yeah. If you're priced out of the market due to tariffs, then you don't sell products.
What market? There's no market for oversized.
How many F-150s are sold in Europe? How many F-150s are sold in all of Europe?
Virtually zero, because they don't want them. They're too big.
Why doesn't Ford
I would look again there if you had a big car page. You would see that Europe tariffs the fuck out of us.
He just asked a really good.
Where do you live?
Wait.
Mikey, what part of the country do you live in?
Philadelphia.
East Coast.
I'm just asking if you've ever been on a rural road because you don't seem to have an understanding of small.
Yeah, honey,
Like
I got
lanes.
a good chunk
Bro, don't
of.
say that shit. Don't say that. Don't say that shit, bro. Don't say that shit. Don't say
All
that.
right,
Come on, Mikey.
Don't no, don't do that, bro. To the one, like, what are you
You
doing?
don't say that to us. Why are you saying that
That's
to
just
her?
it. I don't know, dude. I don't know where you're from. That's
You don't
not,
call
that's
me
not
toots.
a demeaning. What are you saying? That's some kind of demeaning phrase.
Yeah,
I don't,
there
it's
you
just-
go.
That's all we say. Did you?
Let's
feel
just say this,
demeaned?
Mikey.
Lysandra?
You
Her
did,
name?
I won't say it.
You
I won't
just-
say it. I'm sorry. It was a force of habit. It's just from
There
where
you
I'm
go.
from.
There you go. That's how you do it. All right, there you go. That's all you got to do is just be like sorry, and then
All right, good.
it's not a big deal, right?
All right.
What's best selling pickup?
Also, like, sorry for interrupting. Now that I understand the car individual down here is a clear expert in this. Mikey, do what I'm doing, which is just if he's an expert
Wait,
and
wait,
he
wait, wait,
does
wait,
car
pause,
shit,
pause.
listen, he probably knows.
Pause. Mikey, what's the best selling pickup truck in all of Europe?
That's some, I don't.
That's right. It's the Ford. It's the Ford Ranger.
Yep. I was reading to get
So the
That's
tariffs,
a little, yeah, it's a little-
the tariffs that are tariffing us into oblivion, not allowing it is the number one selling truck in
This guy doesn't
Europe.
understand global supply chain. They make cars, like they make Fords in Europe.
Yeah. So just
No,
okay.
I
Does that make
understand
sense?
They make vehicles. Yes, they make vehicles. What I'm saying, is that what's funny is that the media, when Trump closed the Euro deal, they all said, oh, it was low hanging fruit. Not much to see here, folks. Well, if it was low hanging fruit, if I know anything about any politician, I know that the only thing they want to do is low hanging fruit. The only thing they want to do is the easy stuff. So I mean, like if it was such low hanging fruit, then why didn't the last administration do it? I'll tell you why. Because Trump's throwing around the economic fat of the United States, okay? And no, it didn't take effect yet. It hasn't put people to work yet. It's not like in full steam. Probably the next administration is going to probably see the full benefits of.
So just for now, it's going to just screw us over and make everything more expensive. But
Well,
maybe in like 10 years, like
sometimes, partner, you got to do the hard thing in order to.
But you
move
weren't
forward.
saying that for the last 4 years when we were building EV factories. You were going, no way, that's going to suck. That's going to cost us money. And we're like, no, it's actually going to help us in the long run. You were going, no, that's some EV bullshit.
That's a crazy point. When we're doing economic COVID recovery, and we're just saying, be patient. It's working. Inflation's coming down. Real wages are going up. Unemployment's at the lowest it's been since COVID. All of this shit's working. Be patient. Be patient. You're not sitting there going like, sometimes you got to do the hard thing. Biden's doing the hard
Gas is
thing, right?
$3.50 a gallon, and now you're just like, gas is cheap, and it's like, what do you mean it's cheap? It's the same price.
Is that a fair criticism?
Listen, the United States has been floundering for a long time. Okay.
Wait. Is that a fair criticism?
Has been shrinking. We have serious problems in this country.
You answer
And
GT's
yet,
question.
You can do small
We're
things.
doing politician
to
talk
stimulate-
right now.
Bye, Lysandra.
Oh no.
Oh no, my friend.
Me too.
Sorry, where are we at?
Wait, but hold on. So, like, the middle class is floundering. But as I was talking about, Mikey, one party out of the two parties is doing their level best to continue to allow that to happen and to continue accelerating things that have led us to widening pay gaps, widening wealth inequality, widening wealth disparity, right? One party is doing that. The other party is fighting, I will say, impotently and terribly against this fucking, this slow march to the poorhouse. But like, you can't say the middle class has been shrinking and then look at the Democrats for the reason why.
No, I'm not. Look, look, there's one thing you need to know about. I'm not like a I'm not a centrist. I lean conservative for sure, and I'm on the right side. But I don't think that, you know, like one side is all at fault as the other. Just like I called you out earlier saying, I can't even remember what you said, but I was like, how can you say that, you know, only one side is culpable for it? Because both sides are. I mean, you know, like, I think one of the first things that we could do to like really help out around here is probably stop funding, you know, all these foreign wars and all that stuff. You know, like we should just knock that off right off the top there. But you know, that's not going to happen either. Sure, anyway, no, I'm not like the guy you think I am.
I think we're having a perfectly reasonable conversation, much better than free nudes. So, but I will say this though, like the thing that you called me out on. Let's just, okay. I'm trying to think of a good analogy for this. All right, let's just say there's a my brain is not working. There's a building in front of us, right? And I throw a brick through one window.
Statement you just made.
I throw a brick through one window, right, Mikey? And then you throw a brick through 85 other windows. And you're like, we kind of broke some windows. And you go, they're both the same, right? Obviously not. You can't.
But they're not the same.
They're not. That's not.
Rioting reference.
Did I wake you up by saying your name? Did you? Sorry. Go back to sleep. It's fine. We got it from here.
No, I've just been waiting patiently.
This is your patient? I was trying to make a good analogy. Shut up. So, Mikey, when you say both are the same, and one is like throwing bricks through windows at any fucking chance that they get, and sometimes the Democrats are like putting bricks in the building, right? But sometimes they miss and they break a window. Saying that both of those are the same is not a fair statement. Is that fair to say?
Well, right off the top, your analogy is not a fair statement. You have to look at each issue individually, and you can't just look at it as 85 bricks, because if you're looking at it like bricks, then they've all thrown enough bricks at the building to take the whole fucking building down, okay? Both sides, and that's both sides. True. And nobody's building anything.
That's not true. So and I can tell you this. I can tell you this. That's not true. I can point to a bunch of regulations. We were talking about, when you said they're saying, we were talking about government regulations. I can pull this up right now. A list of 97 fucking government market regulations that the Republicans have pulled out of the economy to try and stimulate growth and accelerate our economy. And you can point to maybe 3 that the Democrats have done. And when you're saying that we're both hurling the same amount of bricks, show me. But you won't be able to. And I know that because I know what I'm fucking talking about. You have the perception that this is true. Both sides are bad. Both sides are doing this. But only one of us can point to actual fucking factual data to back this up. I know this to be true. So saying both sides on this particular issue are the same is incorrect. And that's going to be true for a lot of this. You'd be fucking surprised.
Yeah, I'm sure that you know, but I mean, like, like the one side is, more regulations, and then the other side is less regulations. Okay, if I had to err on the side of caution,
those are the
I would say
opposite.
that less regulations is probably better than more regulations.
Wrong.
What the
Considering, yeah, well, I mean, regulations aren't
We're so
always
close, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, like
one side does more regulations. One side takes less regulations, but they're both removing regulations.
It's like one side does more regulation, one side does bad regulation. Also, I think that companies like Boeing shouldn't pay $0 in tax. Therefore, I'm choosing the company that supports less regulation. How the fuck we did so good for like 90%? How did we end with that conclusion?
My question to you would be, well, why would Boeing pay $0 in taxes? What would have to happen in order for Boeing to pay $0? What would they have to show?
I was just using. I don't actually know that. I was using your example. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Okay. I mean, I heard somebody say that earlier too, and I was just
Winnie was talking about that. Boeing engages in but Winnie was talking about the volumes of tax loopholes that are provided to giant corporations in order to help them evade taxes, with the idea that if they pay less in taxes, they will reinvest and grow their businesses. But what we see time and time again is that they take those profits and just buy stock buybacks and try and maximize profits by reducing their workforce and giving their CEOs payments that are 1,000x times their lowest employee, right? So the tax loopholes that corporations are taking advantage of don't actually do what they're supposed to. They are just enabling corporate greed on the backs of their employees, right?
Yeah, I mean, what you just said was basically the old pump and dumps. You know, you pump up the value of the company by laying a bunch of people off. You pump up the stock price. It's all about stock prices. I mean, it's all, you know, that's what it's all about. Is
a little bit.
They're scumbags. I agree with you. They're scumbags. They're scumbags.
So what we're saying
people.
is stop allowing these corporations these loopholes. Force them to take a percentage of their profits, and if they are going to try and grow, do it with the profits that they make and not with taxpayer money. So the way that you do that is you regulate them.
Well, you see, but the problem is that a regulation is a regulation across the board, okay? And the same regulation that's going to be used against Boeing and all these other pigs is going to be the same regulations that are going to be used and probably enforced against companies that are 200 people, 250 people.
No, there's there's a lot of small business exemptions that exist.
There's a ton of small businesses yelling about how regulations are stifling them.
No, but that's what I was about to say. Is it's odd that the way that our country is built is we give the largest corporations the most freedom, the most loopholes, and then the tiny businesses are at times more regulated, or they have more stringent policies to follow in order to get similar, not exactly similar benefits.
I couldn't agree with you more, and the reason why is because they can't afford. Basically, those big companies, they can bury anybody they want in paperwork. They can afford it because they pay people to do that. They have the fat to do so. Smaller companies don't have the ability to fight off these regulations, and these people who are enforcing these regulations.
I don't want to talk about it.
See, then it's like you're saying exactly what they're saying, though, but yet I'm so
that's what I'm saying.
Just also
rid of the regulations.
We're it sounds like we're agreeing, but the thing is we're just hey, we should probably make sure that this doesn't happen.
No, Mikey, do you think it's because we allow corporate lobbying? That they have money to spend on lobbying, and then they can buy a congressman and say, hey, my company will give you this money. Don't you think oil is great? And then the congressman goes, yeah, oil is great, because you, Mikey, can't do that. You can't be hey, Ted Cruz, guess what? Refrigeration is great. You should give me a tax break because you don't have millions of dollars. You can't do that.
The real issue is that they're able to lobby to both sides of the aisle.
Exactly.
They can donate to both campaigns.
Are across the board buying up politicians, and they're for sale. That's part of the problem. Well, you see, say again.
Why would they donate to the campaign that's going to tax them more?
Can I just do this? Mikey, for the last 6 months, 7 months, 9 months, do you think that your guy's doing a good job?
Yeah, I think, and regardless of whether you think he's doing a good job, you can't say he's ineffective and done nothing, because he's at least doing something. So even if you think he's doing a bad job, at least he's doing a bad job and doing something, which is leaps and bounds different than anything that we're used to.
Really? Chris, Could you just run down some? I know that you have a computer brain. Can you give me some of your highlights that we were able to? And I say we as if I fucking did anything, but some of the highlights in the last Democratic administration.
Yeah, sure. I'd argue that
not over the course of the 4 years, over just how
yeah,
long
Mikey, I'll sure. So Donald Trump, as of right now, and like I would argue, he's like destroying democracy and doing all these horrible things via executive order and like expanding executive authority. But in terms of like you're talking about getting things done, as of right now, as of October 14th, Donald Trump controls the House and the Senate, and says there's this big red wave in 2024 to give him the majority. He's passed less legislation up to this point in his administration than any presidency in the last 7 decades. Joe Biden, if I can speak, please, in 4 years, passed more fiscal legislation, meaning legislation related to the economy, than any president, I'd argue, in modern American history. So it'd go like the largest infrastructure bill since Eisenhower.
Any other president in history.
Can I speak, and then you can go? The largest infrastructure bill since Eisenhower.
By the way.
So can I? Oh, sorry, my bad. Actually, Car Guy can interrupt anytime he wants. What a great patriot. My bad. Excuse me. The largest infrastructure bill since Eisenhower, or like the CHIPS Act, which was $280 billion for manufacturing, giving like private businesses incentives like tax cuts to bring their manufacturing here, which is like a way better way to incentivize manufacturing in the United States over like tariffs, or the largest expansion of veterans healthcare. This isn't technically fiscal, but could be in several decades. The PACT Act, 1.2 million veterans signed up in the first year with the PACT Act, or the American Rescue Plan, which was technically the largest investment in public education in American history. I mean, we could go on and on and on, but saying Donald Trump has achieved things legislatively is just a lie.
Chris, he didn't do anything though. Chris, he didn't get anything done though.
He will be looked at in history. In terms of domestic legislation, Joe Biden will be looked at in history as like a top, just purely domestic legislation, like a top 7 U.S. president ever. That's just an objective fact.
They legislated a lot of funny money right out of nowhere.
Okay, so let's wait, Mikey, hold on, Mikey, wait, it's not a semantic trick. Like we can literally go
when you say
Mikey,
legislated by the, but not just a president. What a president does isn't just the legislation that gets passed under his administration.
He didn't get anything done. You didn't specify legislative. You didn't specify an EO. You didn't this guy did so much, so quietly, that you guys, and like that was drowned out by the noise of Letitia James and this guy doing fucking war crimes or whatever. But like the idea that this administration, previous administration, didn't do anything is a deeply ignorant thing to say. Should allow you to hear that and go, did you? Well, let me ask you this: did you know all those things?
Those things benefit me.
I'll wait. So
how does? I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Both of these things really quickly.
My life didn't change at all.
Shut up. I would love for you to. We're going to circle back to you after we're done talking this, and I want you to be prepared for all of the things that Donald Trump has done that has helped you in the last fucking couple of weeks. You big dumb idiot. But for now, I want Mikey, because I'm talking to Mikey and I like Mikey. I want you to tell me: were you aware of those things? I muted him. Sorry. You can unmute if you want.
Yeah, and I also want to point out really quickly, Mikey, while you're unmuting, again, like obviously we're going to look at every president, their main accomplishments always normally tend to come through Congress and signed on their desk, because that's what's going to have the most authority and get the most done. So Donald Trump, he often touts from his first term the 2017 tax cuts, which he just extended in the big beautiful bill. I've heard so much about the big beautiful bill because that was passed through Congress. That's his big piece of legislation. Or the First Step Act from Donald Trump's first term, like those are his big legislative accomplishments. I'd argue Joe Biden, in a more divided Congress, an incredibly divided Congress, had more of those than most presidents in 70 years, which is unbelievable because he's so fucking unpopular and nobody knows these things. But infrastructure, or I don't know.
That was like what I was trying to say earlier too. He dropped the corporate tax from 39% down to 21. Like it was so drastic during that legislation. Wait, is he saying something?
No.
Sorry, I was letting you speak. I was talking to myself while I was listening to you. I was doing a Trump. Just ignore me.
That's what I thought you were doing.
Yeah, I do this. I have like it's really bad. I do this actually in public. People who like don't know me, I'm like, wow, what a great thing to say. And then they look at me funny.
Like,
gross.
I guess.
Yeah, it's bad. I know, car guy. It's really
going on. No, not you. Not you. Sorry.
He's talking about Jeff.
If I can, just like a slight anecdote, I like to bring a little bit more of the human aspect to it and not just, all these examples. I think, so when I first got started in tax, a lot of the ways that people get into it, there's this program through the IRS called VITA. I don't know if any of you guys have heard about it, but essentially it allows students to prepare taxes for low-income tax people. Low-income tax people. So I don't know what the range is now. When I was in it, it was around 60,000. So anyone who made 60,000 and below got their taxes done completely free by someone who was literally trying to get them the best deal possible and try to learn at the same time. And now with the government shutdown that's been going on for, I think we're entering the 2 week period now. A lot of the IRS was furloughed. There's still some that are there, but this VITA section of the IRS was furloughed, and they were just asked to, while they're on furlough, they have to use their PTO.
Yeah.
So all of these benefits, imagine your vacation time and you're just we're shutting down the government against your will. You're not allowed to work, but even though that's not your fault, you now have to use all your vacation time. And you might also still not get paid.
Yeah, exactly. And again, from in terms of these things, and to that point, down below taxes, for example, Joe Biden, for the first time, you know how everyone has to pay to use TurboTax to do their taxes? Joe Biden passed legislation to make sure that everybody, the IRS was forced to give a tool for free, because all these people would lobby the federal government, TurboTax, to make sure that, hey, the IRS isn't going to make this easy, so people have to go pay TurboTax $30, or if you want the premium. And then Joe Biden was like, oh, fuck that, we're going to start going after this, and released the first free tool, and now it's gone because Donald Trump is in. Or he, lowered prices for just under 15 different drugs for seniors on Medicare, capped them per month. My grandma loves Donald Trump. Okay, I love my grandparents to death. They're almost 90 years old. The first time my grandma figured out I was into politics, she saw me on Fox News, and she called my mom and was like, why is my grandson on Fox News? And I love her to death, and she's always supportive, and she's the best. She got COVID. Last year, she smoked her whole life. She went to the doctor to get her antiviral, the drug. It was free. My mom got COVID, went to the doctor, $1,800. My mom didn't buy it because I'm not fucking paying $2,000. The only reason that happened for my grandma, the only reason that drug was free was because Joe Biden had a cap for seniors on Medicare. And my grandma called me and joked. She said, quote, that's the only good thing Joe Biden's ever done. I said, well, you're fucking full of shit. But obviously, again, that means something to me. That easily could have saved her fucking life. So it's these things have demonstrable effects.
I've got another good example. It's much less serious than that, but it's a fun one. If an airline screws you over and delays you by multiple hours, Pete Buttigieg got it so that they had to refund you and book you a hotel and whatever, and Trump erased that. So I'd love for one of you guys to tell me why that's a good thing, that they can just fuck you over while you're traveling on an airplane. Oh yeah, we can just delay you and whatever. We don't have to refund your money. How's that a good thing?
W car guy.
Jerking each other off.
Okay, yeah, all of life is just getting fucked. Just depends how hard. And we like getting fucked less, and now we're getting fucked more. Jeff, what could you possibly need? I'm a W car guy.
Here, Chris. So out of all those accomplishments of the Joe Biden administration, how many of those happened in the first 9 months?
The American Rescue.
The American plan is the only one that happened.
Yo, wait. Because we were in the middle of the most grave pandemic.
I don't give a fuck.
Okay, the first 9 months being in the middle of a national emergency.
The first 9 months of this
how much?
the first 9 months of the Biden administration.
Jeff, what a fucking moron.
moron and you don't understand.
How much great legislation how much fiscal legislation did Barack Obama pass in his first 9 months? Well, we were dealing with a national tragedy. He passed a pretty fucking important piece of legislation that led to 72 straight months of private sector job growth, albeit slow. But like this idea that you can just take times in American history and be like, oh, well, Obama during his first year didn't get as much as Trump during fucking month one. It's like, yeah, Obama walked in 2009 during the greatest fucking recession we've seen.
Okay, so you're
and Joe Biden walked in during the middle of fucking COVID and the world was shut down. What are you talking about?
Jeff, you have not put in the fucking time to start talking over people. I'll just tell you that right now. Mikey has. Free nudes is getting walked on. He's put in the time. You just came in here. Just shut the fuck up, dude. You just came in here and just blah 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 blah. You sound like you're out of breath, and that's tough for you. I get it. I get you're fucking tuned up. You're triggered. You got your soft little snowflake and you're triggered, and I get that.
Took away your free speech.
He left. That's sad. All right. Anyway, Mikey. Sorry. So I guess what were we fucking even talking about? Jesus
I'm gonna let you speak, GT. I'm sorry, dude. I've been going on.
We were talking about
accomplishments of.
My bad, bro.
No. So what is a thing? So you're excited about what he's been doing, and like your point was that at least he's getting stuff done, as opposed to Donald Trump. As opposed to Joe Biden. So like we've gone through for the last 20 minutes about all the shit that Joe Biden's done. Did you know all of that, and do you acknowledge that he kind of got a lot of his stuff done?
You didn't touch on anything about how it benefited.
Holy shit! Free nudes. Are you still awake, dude?
You guys never travel on an airplane ever?
So, Mikey, go on.
Yeah, no. I know about some of that. I didn't know about the airplane. I didn't. Well, that wouldn't be like an accomplishment of the administrator. That would be like, anyway.
You know about the infrastructure?
So on and so forth. But I mean, like, okay, so if we're going to look at the administration as a whole, then we have to look at his cabinet as well. Okay, so like I said, getting things done as a matter of getting things done, whether you like these things or not, putting together the whole Doge thing, that was something. Getting
cost us money. It's coming out now.
It's that whole thing is costing us money. So they did not find.
They didn't cut money. They had to hire everybody back. It's costing us money.
I would like to see the data on that.
And they had a massive security breach when they gave 14 20-year-olds the keys to all our social security.
You guys are super against private email servers, right? You guys are super against that, right?
You guys
that
hate
would be
that
a reason not to vote for somebody to be president.
I'm not running Doge. If there's a problem with
committed felonies was the reason not to vote for somebody.
But I'm saying, like, as far as getting things done, that's not a matter of legislation. Like, that whole thing was not a matter of legislation.
Mikey, that's a good example. I would argue really quickly. Sorry to interrupt you. Of just like them blatantly like pointing at something and trying to get you to focus on stuff that doesn't matter. Regardless of we could go down a long list of all the failures of Doge. But let's say you and I agree right now. I think on Doge's website it says they saved $175 billion, which is demonstrably false. But let's agree to it for a second. Doge erased $175 billion. You and I are going to disagree about how important that money was, but let's just say, okay, $175 billion is wiped out, and it was all wasteful spending, which again, demonstrably false. But on that premise, why do you think that that's important? And genuinely answer that question.
Because you're calling it wasteful spending, and I'm calling it corruption.
Okay,
that money is going in somebody's pocket, and that person has power, and that person makes decisions. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. We need to find them people. I don't.
Wait. I'm just going to go down this premise for a second. So if the premise is that it's not, again, what I'm saying I think is demonstrably false, but I'm just trying to understand something. It's $175 billion. It's not wasteful spending. So you say we need to find that person. I mean, they're all in charge right now. It's been months since Elon Musk left. So are there like indictments coming? And if that is the case, again, why does this help you?
Okay, but you see, it does help me. It helps all our future generations.
Why?
And it sets the precedent that
why?
we don't live like that. Do you think China? Do you think when they spend $1? No, hold on, stop.
Mikey,
Let me talk for a second.
I'm going to let you speak.
When they spend $1, they don't know where it goes. Our government just cuts checks, and then it's just
Mikey,
like
this is
willy-nilly.
it's
And
literally
not
stealing
that
from
way
us.
on
So
purpose.
hold on. So I just want to be clear here. The reason that again, if it's partly that people are stealing money, but also you say future generations were cutting checks. So do you believe that if $175 billion were erased again, which I think is demonstrably false, but if that were the case, do you then argue in some way it benefits us, like it benefits you economically? Because we're like,
okay, not everything needs to benefit me directly. See,
okay, no, it's not. Hold on. It's not a trick, Mikey. It's not a trick question.
Wait.
I'm asking.
Wait. The question was, sorry, Chris. The question was to you, what has he done to benefit you in the first 9 months? That was my question to you a long time ago. And you said Doge. And then the question.
No, that's not what I said.
And then the question.
No.
Then, okay. That was the question, Mikey. That was the question I posed to you.
Prices came down.
That was it's been a pleasure, Nudes, you fucking goon. The question to you is this. What is he doing that is materially like that's going to affect your life? And you said he's doing stuff. And then we talked about Biden and how he did stuff, right? And then I asked you again, what is he doing, Mikey, that's affecting you positively? And then we got talking about Doge. I have to assume, because that's why you brought that up, it doesn't materially affect you. So I'm just gonna, if that's not what is good about this, what is it that he's doing that's good that you like for you?
Sure. How about Trump and this administration and his whole team is going around and put out fires all over the world, stopping wars. You know, how about let's talk Pakistan.
Are you going to war, Mikey? Mikey, you going to fucking fight in a fucking war that I don't know about?
I'm still young enough.
What is? I mean, no, you're not. Possibly. What are you, Mikey? They're not getting. They're not getting me, a 40-year-old. They're not getting you, a 35-year-old refrigerator repairman. They're not coming after us. I promise. They're gonna get Chris. They're sure gonna get Chris, but not. But so, like, what is he doing, Mikey? That has brought your grocery prices down. That has brought your gas prices down. That has fixed the housing market. Is our job economy better? Is the volatility in our stock market reflected in a calm sort of like leadership? Is anything? Tell us, Mikey, what he's done that is good for you.
Oh, okay. So what I'll tell you is that this administration has at least been pushing in the right direction for our future generation. No, nothing has changed. Honestly, nothing has changed. Seriously, like I'm not seeing big changes anywhere across the board. I'm not like.
Was Biden? I'm so sorry. Was it really bad under Biden? Were things untenable? What Biden was doing remember, cast your mind back to October, September of last year.
Were you eating out of soup lines?
The eggs, the gas prices, horrible. Remember,
what has anything materially changed for you? What has he done? Because what I see, Mikey, is that unemployment. You can come back. I'm sorry I muted you. It was just a really important point to make. If nothing has changed and inflation has gone up for the first time since COVID, right? If unemployment is up for the first time since COVID, if wages haven't changed, right? If there is inflation still, what has he done that is good, dude?
My turn. Okay. Okay. So, I mean, I was trying to touch on these things. Then let's just look at the cabinet that he's appointed. Okay. Reach across the board and grab some Democrat. Let's look at RFK. Okay. Let's look at RFK. Now that guy's done more in 10 months than I don't even know what the last guy's name was in Biden's administration. That had RFK's position. Okay. Like I don't even know what his name was. But I mean, all with the chemicals and the dyes in the food and all and stuff. Regardless of whether you say, hey, that was RFK or that was Trump, that was still Trump's administration. Okay, so I don't think everything Trump has done is great, but like I said, whether I like it or not, at least he's moving something in a direction.
Went out and did he was like tariffs for everybody, and then he's like I did 250 deals with all these countries. He said that not one deal has made. We don't even have 250 countries in the world, and he came out and he fucking said this shit, right? And then he's just keep putting back and forth. They're just all these tariffs. These tariffs are not good for anyone. We only pay, all of our goods are more expensive. It is a regressive tax. Remember the thing that we were talking about earlier, how it hurts the fucking, right? We haven't sold a soybean since May of this year, right? We have not exported a soybean, okay? People's farms are closing and farmers are fucking committing unalivings themselves because of this. Not only that, I haven't even talked about the thing I want to talk about yet with these tariffs. So he put a tariff, 50% of tariff on Vietnam, 50%, right? Mikey, you with me? And then he said, sorry, what are you going to do? I'm taxing you 50%. And then Vietnam got in touch with Trump's organization and they fast-tracked a golf course that he was trying to build, right? Mikey, you with me? They said, how about we just fast-track this golf course you've been trying to build? Guess what happened? A deal was struck where the USA is now only tariffing Vietnam 10% of their goods now. Isn't that fucking interesting? Do you know what that is, Mikey?
Correlation doesn't equal causation.
If what you say is true, okay, and I'm not saying it's not, I'm saying if what you say is true, then that's the exact corruption that I'm talking about, and then lock him up for that. If you're going to put him in jail for something substantial,
you're going to hate to find out all the other shit, Mikey. You are going to hate
instead of the bogus the BS that
Mikey, you're going. Well, wait, let's stay on this then, because you're going to hate.
No, I don't want to derail you.
You're going to hate the
all corruption, all of it.
Yeah, so
you're going to hate the rest of this.
I'm going to give you two really interesting pieces of information here. The first one being, I don't know if you've heard about Donald Trump's cryptocurrency dinner that he held at the White House.
Yeah, have you guys heard about Joe Biden?
Wait, Mikey, hold on. Stick with me here, please. Are you familiar with Donald Trump having a cryptocurrency dinner at the White House? You hear anything about this?
I heard some nonsense about
it.
I'm not even
so Donald Trump has his own cryptocurrency called, Trump coin or whatever. And the top 220 investors by dollar amount of his cryptocurrency got to come to the White House for dinner. Okay. Now, there's obviously some issues already with the fact that that's his directly affecting his net worth, and technically his organization is making money off the trading fees. But okay, the top 25 people got to have a private dinner, like a private conversation with Trump. These are the top 25 investors by dollar amount. The number one investor of Donald Trump's cryptocurrency, we would find out because he showed up to the White House. Well, he showed up to the White House in a mask, so no one knew who he was. But he was a man named Justin Sun. And Justin Sun was born in China, moved to the United States, started a cryptocurrency called Tron, and then in 2023 was essentially the SEC, the Security and Exchange Commission, came after him and threw a bunch of charges on him, and filed a lawsuit with 8 other celebrities, including Jake Paul, because the whole Tron ordeal was a giant scam. The dude was a piece of shit. Okay, so in 2023, this case was ongoing, and a lot of people in the SEC have commented, both publicly and privately, they were pretty confident in their scope of the case. In January, Donald Trump gets in office, and Justin Sun pours $75 million into World Liberty Financial, which is currently partnering with the Trump Organization to launch more cryptocurrencies for the Trump Organization. Don Jr. is working directly with World Liberty Financial, and he was the number one buyer of Trump's personal cryptocurrency, $30 million. So we've blown past $100 million, and all of a sudden by March, his lawsuit at the SEC came out and said, we are going to have a review of these charges, and they're currently essentially no longer applicable applicable. We're going to spend 60 days reviewing to see if we actually want to continue them, and we haven't heard anything from the SEC. And he showed up and had a private dinner with Trump by fucking May. And so that's like a great example of like Justin's son was fucked, and then he gave Trump pretty much directly $100 million, and he's good. Another great example, really fast. There was a guy. He was a senior executive at a nursing home, and he was cheating on his taxes. He was living this crazy lifestyle. He bought a fucking yacht. And at the jail. And at the point that you're doing that, the federal government's usually like, hey, that's a problem. So the federal government came after him. He agreed, pled guilty, was serving, I think, like 16 months or 18 months in prison, and agreed to pay back the federal government $4.5 million. All of a sudden, his mom showed up and paid $1 million to get into an event, $1 million per person event or per plate event at Trump's largest super PAC. So she paid $1 million. It was very exclusive. 3 weeks after she donated that $1 million, he got a pardon. And in the pardon, it was cited that essentially this individual has been very kind to Trump and his re-election efforts. And now he's out of jail. He doesn't have to pay the $4.5 million. He doesn't have to serve another fucking year plus in prison, and he's good to go. His entire administration is outwardly the most corrupt we've ever seen. It's just pay to play. The Qataris, the Qatar, he was on a stage. Hold on, Mikey,
They were selling prints.
Mikey, let me. Can I please speak? Can I please speak, Mikey? It was It was literally 2017 that Donald Trump was talking about all the other Republicans who accept Qatari blood money and how they need to return it to the taxpayers. And then he's talking to the media about shut the fuck up that the Qataris gave me a private jet and are helping me build Trump casinos. The whole thing is pay to play, dude. It's so corrupt. It's unbelievable.
2 minutes ago, Mike, you said if that's true, lock him up. And then we haven't even scratched the surface. We've been talking for 6 minutes straight about all the corruption. We haven't even begun. So like this is breathless.
What I'm saying is be an equal opportunity corruption buster.
Wait. The thing about the crypto thing is we don't know to whom he is beholden to, which foreign government we are beholden to, which foreign government, which is why, by the way, the emolument clause exists, is because you have to divest so that you can't be held financially blackmailed by other fucking countries. It's the entire you can't take gifts from them so that you're not fucking beholden to.
What about Hunter Biden and Breeze?
What about Hunter Biden? This is the ninth time you've interrupted. We haven't even gotten to you, and you can't keep his fucking dick out of your mouth. So anyway, right? The point is that we haven't even begun to get into it. All of this corruption, let alone the crimes that he's done, let alone the rape, let alone the idea that you can sit here and say what about this other thing? Our position here is that if that's true, lock them up. You and that other guy who made a brief and yet unremarkable appearance on my live just now will say this, but you will immediately pivot. The important thing is we are watching him devalue the dollar in order to fucking buy up assets, and that hurts you, Mike. Every time he flies to Trump golf courses, when he goes and plays golf, you, Mikey, and me and Chris, with our tax money, we pay him money. Every time the Trump organization cashes in, every time that motherfucker flies our plane to his golf course, we pay him our tax money. Does that not burn you up, dude? Well, that is...
And
I'm with you.
Mikey,
I'm with you.
Wait, I'm going to say one more thing because I think it's really key.
Again, Chris, before you start, let me just say one real quick. Let me just say one thing.
Okay.
The one thing that I didn't disagree with any of the points that you brought up. If that's the case, then try him too. I don't want to say too much, but but what I disagreed with you on was when you said this has been the most corrupt administration since blah blah blah, and It's kind of hard to say that, partner. It's kind of hard.
It's not even. It is not even remotely close.
Blatantly right in your face, like
Mikey. How much do you think Hunter Biden got from Burisma? Just tell us in your wildest dreams.
He was on the board? Wasn't he getting like I don't know, 50,000 a month or something like that? Or,
wow, 40.
I don't remember the exact amount, but it was something staggering.
Let's say it was
staggering. How much? How much does that add up to?
How much was it? How much was it?
I don't. No. I'm just telling you. Make up a number. I don't care.
Anything with.
Make up a number. I'll believe whatever you tell me.
If it was $1, it's too much.
Oh my God! Just make up a number. Tell me.
That's not true.
Okay,
that's not true because you don't care about whatever Trump makes.
How much corruption dollars did the Bidens take in?
Just you tell me. Just make up a number. I don't care.
Okay, how about this number? How about prints of Hunter Biden's finger paintings? We're selling for $250,000 because art can be sold. And
okay, how much? How many of those?
Where did you learn that from?
No. Just give him all of it.
You can look that up.
From where?
Washing money right in our faces.
I'm asking
they had stacks of money that they couldn't prove where it came from.
I want to do an exercise with him. I want to do this exercise. I want to walk him down this lane. $250,000. How many fingerprints do you think he sold? Finger paintings, whatever.
We don't know because the
10, 100.
The art dealer didn't disclose the sales or who bought.
Do you think he made 2 million, 20 million?
However big a pile of money they were sitting on.
You tell me a number.
Can you just answer the fucking question?
How much did I don't know.
Do you have a rough estimate?
Let's say $5 million. Let's just say $5 million.
$5 million. Wow. Trump got a $300 million plane. So you're still $295 million short.
Okay. So
find me $295 million more dollars that Hunter Biden supposedly stole from other countries.
Just with that.
Just with that one fucking thing, bro.
So this point, Mikey. Here's the point. Here's the point. If you care actually about, and so the idea is that Hunter Biden was getting this money and giving it to Joe Biden and was currying favors and Hunter Biden was the intermediary, right? That's what you're alleging?
No, that's I'm alleging it. Yeah.
Okay. Now talk to me about Jared Kushner.
Billions from the Saudis.
I can't tell you about Jared Kushner. I know that
that's really interesting. So
I can't really tell you about that guy.
Just his son, just Donald Trump.
What I can tell you is that he did broker that deal over there.
Also, Jared Kushner's dad got a pardon too.
That's so interesting.
Yeah. He was a criminal as well, or something like that.
He got a pardon.
Not anymore. He got a pardon from his fucking dad's his fucking father-in-law. Isn't that interesting? Not corrupt though. Well, here's my point. Wait. Here's my point. You don't care about this.
No, I do. But you don't. Than you think. I say lock them all up. No. You think that I'm one-sided on this. I already said if that's the case, pull up the facts, take them to court, and lock them all up.
Okay,
we did that.
We did that. I think there's like a really key distinction.
No.
I think there's a really key distinction.
Wait, Chris, hang on, Chris. Sorry. We did that. He was brought up on fraud charges for campaign finance fraud. He got 34 fucking felonies, and had it been a matter of 6 or 8 months, he probably would have gone to jail. That's just that. That's just the Stormy Daniels shit.
100 years for over 100 years. Yeah, for that debacle. I know. And if what you're saying is true,
see how you're marking this. See how you're just dismissing this. See how you're just dismissing this. You are just dismissing. You said if that's true, lock him up. Okay, we went through the fucking courts. He misallocated funds. He used campaign finance funds to silence somebody, right? And then he was brought up on fraud charges, and then he was found guilty of fraud charges. You were like, yeah, but you don't care about this, and it's frustrating because the thing about the corruption is now it's affecting us. Okay, the tariffs let's say the tariffs make all of our goods more expensive, right? I'm paying 50% more of anything I'm buying from Vietnam for a little while, right, Mikey? Except now Donald Trump is just using that to get his fucking golf course put in. So you and I are paying more money for shit that we're importing and paying goods and services, right? Because Donald Trump wants a fucking golf course. That's affecting you and I, Mike. Okay? Something that you are not fucking reconciling with. It's the corruption that is affecting us now. Okay? It was affecting us when our when Doge saved us all that money, nothing to do with Donald Trump's fucking golf outings, right? Lock in. Right?
Good. Okay. So if what you're saying is objectively true, like these are facts, hardened facts on the books, then you know what? Dude, he will have his day, and then he will pay for that. That's corruption of the highest order. Everything you've just said is corruption of the highest order. And if it's as blatantly obvious and in your face as that, then yeah, absolutely, lock them all up. Okay. You don't understand. I am anti-corruption. I'm not anti one party. Okay. But you got to lock everybody up.
But that's
okay.
That's the thing. Is like I just want to make this distinction really quickly, because I think like part of the danger here is like normalizing how this government is working versus like literally any other government. Like you say, like, oh, okay, if it's true, then lock them all up. First of all, like in this arena, I'm going to be like a staunch Biden defender, because again, I don't see any evidence that like Burisma or anyone on these boards or Joe Biden. Yeah, wait, can I finish, please? Well, partly because the actual star witness that the House Republicans and James Comer brought that had the evidence, he testified in front of the American people. He admitted under oath to the FBI that he was lying about it all and being fed information from the Russian government, which, you know, seems likely that the Russians really wanted Trump to win if they were feeding people directly to House Republicans who were part of the Russian intelligence committee. But whatever. The point being is that you say that part right there, which is right there at the bottom. And this is where we disconnect, because everyone's like, oh, okay, we're screaming and yelling that, oh, it's illegal. And you say, if that's true, he'll have his day in court. But the problem is that's not true, because this government fundamentally is different. He has, like, Joe Biden's son was indicted by Joe Biden's Department of Justice. Donald Trump has flooded these places with loyalists because he signed an executive order on day one to essentially use these departments, like the Department of Justice, the CDC, the FBI, the SEC, as places that he can use as, you know, political tools. They are filled with loyalists. And so fundamentally, unlike Joe Biden, who was impartial with the DOJ, that's why they indicted his son. The Department of Justice feels like they can go after people for corruption because these agencies for all of American history have been largely independent from the presidency. It would be inappropriate for a president to comment on or have any communication with the DOJ, because the DOJ needs to be able to do something like indict Hunter Biden's son without feeling like there could be potential political repercussion. That idea that has been fundamental in the executive branch and the Constitution for modern American history is gone now. Donald Trump and Republicans came in and they said, we think that actually this is not how the Constitution intends this to be. Donald Trump should be able to actually tell the DOJ what to do. He should be able to fill these places with loyalists. He should be able, as we've seen over and over, he stands next to Pam Bondi and says, you know what I want you to do? I want you to go after my political opponents and people who, again, like the DOJ wouldn't feel comfortable in investigating any of these things. They wouldn't be comfortable investigating Don Jr. for any of the corruption we're talking about. The key problem becomes when the executive branch stops enforcing laws that the judicial branch, for example, says like, hey, this is illegal, you can't be doing this, and the executive branch says, I don't really care. That's the definition of constitutional crisis. What's the point in having a constitution that judges interpret? Joe, we create laws interpreting the Constitution. What's the point in having a constitution if the laws that are on the books, the executive branch doesn't feel like they have to enforce them? The current DOJ doesn't give a fuck if Trump or any of these other people do anything illegal because they're the ones who enforce the law. They don't have to. And so there's this disconnect when we talk about corruption. It's not just the corruption that's so scary. It's the fact that like he has fundamentally built a government that the executive branch for the first time ever is far too large. And what you don't want to happen is a Democrat to get in office and this executive branch still exists like this. Because you know what's going to happen in your world? I swear to God, the president has so much executive authority now. He will, if Democrat in your world could go after nonprofits, local local churches, start pushing the buttons, the lever of the FBI and the DOJ and the CDC and all these places. And I'm telling you, the government is fundamentally different. And with that being said, I think a really good example of this is Eric Adams. Eric Adams had all these charges against him because he's a corrupt fucking piece of shit. He's a Democrat mayor of New York. I never liked Eric Adams. Turns out he's corrupt. He got charges against him. The Trump DOJ got in, and because, again, they're not interested in actual justice, they're interested in like whatever Trump wants to do politically. So the Trump DOJ was like, we want to drop these charges. The reason they wanted to do that is because they wanted Eric Adams to potentially win mayor of New York, and they could run politics, Trump's politics, through him. He'd be favorable in New York to Trump, and that's a big deal. They had 7. This is unprecedented, and no one would ever hear about this, but they had 7 prosecutors, U.S. prosecutors, resign because they refused to file the paperwork to drop the charges. 7. They finally got it on their 8th. The 7th prosecutor who resigned, who literally clerked for Brett Kavanaugh, this raging Republican, he wrote this letter in his resignation. I have received correspondence indicating that I refuse your order to move to dismiss the indictment against Eric Adams without prejudice, subject to certain conditions, including the express possibility of reinstatement of the indictment. That is not exactly correct. The U.S. blah, 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 blah. And he goes on to argue that no fool would ever, drop this case. And he says, quote, there is a tradition in public service of resigning in a last-ditch effort to head off a serious mistake. Some will view the mistake you are committing here in the light of their generally negative views of the new administration, referencing Trump. I do not share those views. I can even understand how a chief executive whose background is in business and politics might see the contemplated dismissal with leverage as a good, if distasteful, even if distasteful deal. So he's saying, I don't actually dislike your administration. I understand why you're doing what you're doing and trying to essentially leverage Eric Adams. I'll get rid of your charges if you're friendly to me, because Eric Adams doesn't want to spend his life in prison. And then he says, quote, but any assistant U.S. attorney would know that our laws and traditions do not allow using the prosecutorial power to influence other citizens, much less elected officials, in this way. If no lawyer within earshot of the president is willing to give him that advice, then I expect you would eventually find someone who is enough of a fool or enough of a coward to file your motion, but it was never going to be me. Please consider this my resignation. It has been an honor to serve as prosecutor in the Southern District of New York. And that was 7. That's a raging Republican saying, quote, if no lawyer within earshot of the president is willing to give him the advice that what he's doing is corrupt and disgusting and against the law, then I expect you will eventually find someone who is enough of a fool or enough of a coward to file your motion. It was never going to be me. We see this everywhere. Lawyers, attorneys, Republicans, Democrats, they're not working in a federal government that's been hyper politicized and is just working for political gain. So when you say if the corruption is real, Donald Trump will have his day, no, he won't. And when a Democrat comes in office, if he's the Democrat that you believe to be true, I promise he will make your life a living hell, because he will just start prosecuting political opponents, because that's the precedent we've set. The executive branch is how it is. You just don't realize it yet.
You're going to get fucking health care whether you want it or not.
Okay, you say it's a constitutional crisis, okay? And I agree. There is a crisis going on. I mean, there are things that are happening right now that have never happened before. But here's the problem, partner. The Rubicon has been crossed. The last administration, okay, when they tried to see, before that, let me school you for a second. See, before that, what they did was at both sides of the parties, they would say, okay, you know what? We're going to turn a blind eye to your corrupt shit, and you turn a blind eye to our corrupt shit, and then nobody ever gets arrested. Nobody ever gets charged with anything. Corruption
we were fried from the beginning.
Corruption did not.
Trump was able.
The inception of corruption was not Trump's.
Yeah, but the inception of this.
Come on now, partner.
I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you, GT. Let me. This is
Chris. It's not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere because this right here is the fundamental. Yeah, this is the fundamental. Yes, this is the fundamental reason why Trump won, because of course the American people stopped having faith in this government 25 years ago when Bush invaded Iraq, said there were WMDs. There were none. People came home from Iraq. Their friends were dead. Then they lost their houses in 2008, and the bankers got fucking, at least to the American people, got bailed out. They all got strippers and got to do cool shit and have yachts. They got bailed out. You lost your home. You lost your friends in Iraq. They viewed this, even though it's not true, it's emotionally true, that they have viewed the entire U.S. government for 30 years as corrupt. And so it doesn't they don't care that the system burns, because it's never worked for them anyway. And that's why when Democrats run on this whole democracy matters, no one gives a fuck about it anymore. So in the history books, people like fucking George Bush will be the reason that this happened. And it's essentially worthless fighting because we're fucked. They just won't realize it till it all burns to the ground. And I actually feel for them because I didn't have to lose my house in 2008. I'd probably be a Trump supporter if I did, but I didn't. So.
Cool. Okay, so now I'll finish my point. Okay, so now, we'll turn a blind eye to your corrupt shit if you turn a blind eye to our corrupt shit.
But
okay?
here's the problem,
you know what
Mikey.
Happened? You know what happened? The whole power of the government and the DOJ, regardless of whether you like it or not, this happened. I was alive. I remember it. I was there. All turned towards the Trump administration and trying to make sure that he can't run, he can or take up as much dirt or whatnot or so on and so forth.
Sorry. Nope.
To win an election.
No.
Yes, they did.
No.
Yes, they did.
Here's the problem. You looking at this going, the beautiful propaganda that they spun for you, which was all of these crimes that Donald Trump did, is actually a political witch hunt by the left in order to stop this beautiful man. Mikey, shut up for a second. In order to stop this beautiful man from being reelected. When in reality, he did a bunch of crimes, dude. He did so many crimes, including, but not limited to, trying to steal a fucking democratic election from you. And so when they knew this, by the way, they knew that they were going to do this, and they framed this so that feeble-minded idiots would hear this and go, look at this political witch hunt. It's always, look at it, the Russia hoax, except a lot of people went to jail because they colluded with Russia to try and establish a fucking meeting, and except a lot of people went to jail because Russia was trying to influence the negotiations with Ukraine, and the reason that he was impeached successfully the first time, right? All of these, it's all a witch hunt. All the 34 felonies, a witch hunt. This sexual assault case that he was found criminally liable for, a witch hunt. The man can do no wrong, except the fact of the matter is, Mikey, he's doing all these crimes. So it wasn't this feckless fucking vapid just attempt to paint this guy as a criminal. He's a criminal. And not only was he a criminal then, he was a criminal. He has hit the fucking hyperspace button once he's gotten back into office, because he knew that he was going to be able to, because he knew he was going to consolidate power in the executive, because he said he was going to do all of that. And so and now he goes after Letitia James, who successfully prosecuted him. He goes after Comey, who successfully fucking prosecuted him, because it's an actual fucking witch hunt. It's actually political retribution. He's trumped up charges to the point because he went and said, prosecute these people. And then the people in charge of doing that said, no, I won't. I resign, until they found somebody who fucking would. It's literally the thing that you are accusing them of is exactly what they're doing. It's insane. It's insane, the projection that you're making here. It's insane, the transference that you're making. They did crimes, brother. That's why they had, and so when you say lock them up, we tried, and then you immediately cry about political retribution. It's insane. It's literally, I cannot describe. You make me feel like I'm taking crazy pills. It's nuts.
No, you see, it was political retribution, and it was more than that. It was leveraging the power of the government to prevent.
But not when Trump does it.
Mikey, I've had enough, bud.
All right.
I'm tapping out. It's too late for this shit.
Sorry for ranting there, GTI.
No, you're fine.
I started getting super depressed
I was gonna ask, how did you do all that in practically one breath?
That's like my mom. I practiced.
It's a flow state for Chris.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. That's like my most passionate topic, and every single time at the end, I just get super depressed because I'm like.
But it is also, we're all depressed. Like the staggering corruption and crimes. It is nonstop gaslighting. It's crazy. And so, when they insist that the corruption's on both sides, you're like, fucking where, dude? What game are you watching, brother?
Right.
Ron has what
did
appears
crimes.
to be. Ron has what appears to be a photoshopped photo of Jeffrey Epstein and Clinton together on his profile.
Also, that was, well, first of all, good trouble, well said. Second of all, Winnie, sorry if I interrupted you earlier. Thanks for the kind words. I do practice in the mirror every morning I wake up. The DNC sends it to me. Wow.
I get the email from the DNC, and I just say, Chris has got this one.
Yeah.
How big is the paycheck? Because I want in.
Dude,
It sounds
it's like,
you see
honestly, I don't know what GT's was this week, but my show was, I mean, I went to the whole like Clinton, because you got to go to like a Clinton monthly thing in like a basement, and there's torches and flags.
Easy.
Yeah,
I'm just paid by Big EV. It's not very lucrative.
Which is
I
just
imagine these days
it's just a used car lot in Des Moines, Iowa, it's called the Big EV.
Yeah, that's right. Yo, so do you own like do you just like, are you?
No,
he runs Car Buzz.
I run Car Buzz. We have like 1.5 million on that TikTok. Although,
oh, dude, holy shit, that's incredible.
He would be in here all the time, and people were like, "What the fuck is this happening?" And finally,
and I'm like, that's not why I made this account.
Oh, really? Other reasons, okay, fine.
Yeah.
That's sick as fuck. Yeah, I'm gonna like, I should probably. My car's about to give out, unfortunately. So
Jared and I
help you out.
I'm not. I was about to dox you. Never mind. Anyway, I was about to actually dox you. Yeah, my brain's.
No, you're fine.
I was about to let everyone know our terrible secret, but it's okay.
Oh, yeah.
We'll save that. We'll keep that together.
Our terrible secret. That sounds.
Our terrible. No.
Don't. As long as you're not giving up the Clinton fucking wax in the base.
GT, can I leave us with some hope core?
Yes.
I think we need it. I've been wanting to tell you this story forever. So I'm part of like a group. It's just for like car TikTokers, like a car TikTok group. So I have like minimal contact with people at TikTok, right? So I can like kind of get stuff done, maybe, sort of, kind of. So are you familiar with that kid on TikTok that posted the video of Mustache Man giving his speech, but it was translated to English, and he's just in the car and he goes, "Bro had a point," with like his caption? Do you know which one I'm talking about?
He was fucked up.
Yeah, which one?
Yeah, there's a lot
What's
of
fucked
those.
up is there's so many, dude.
Okay, one of those, right?
He's got a bad mustache.
What?
Does he have a shitty mustache?
Yeah,
No,
like yours.
not
God, is that?
the Mustache Man, not the
No.
TikToker.
I thought he said he had a mustache also.
No, funny mustache German man.
Okay.
That mustache man, in the German one. And so I put this out to TikTok and I go, this is a literal schmatzy, like on the app, I flagged it, like whatever, you guys won't do anything about it. And I, ran it up the flagpole. It took fucking forever, but I got his account banned. So one fewer schmatzy.
W in the chat for that right there.
He took one of his 19 accounts down.
Just one of them is gone.
I don't know if you ever do this, Jared, but like, I like to hurt my own feelings sometimes or scare myself.
All the time.
And when you find one of those
That's why you do
pages,
TikTok lives. You just enjoy pain every night. You just hate
there's
your
like,
life.
but I, Chris, maybe you do this, and Jared, you might do this with your big boy account, but like, it's fun to see, like, when you go into other people's followings and you see who's following you, where you didn't know, like, it's a weird thing that like not everybody gets to do when you like get to scroll and be like, oh, they're following, right? I do that sometimes when I am non-consensually shown a Nazi. My For You page is biblically terrible, and so like sometimes I'll scroll and they're just like, Hitler was right, and then I go and I look on their following page, and in that following page or in their following list is just it's like if you open the like outside door of an abandoned house and go in the basement, it is nothing but like rotting dead things and spider webs in there. And like you can just click on any one and look at their shit, and then you click on their following, and it's just this web of disgusting, like, and it is like it wasn't 6 million, and it's just endless and like it would be so easy. For instance, this is what I think about this all the time. If someone were working at TikTok to just do what I do for 20 minutes and just go delete, delete, and just be a person and just like they're Nazis, take them off your platform, and it's not hard to find because they just follow each other, and it's like all you have to do, and like it, and they do things. They like I hate giving credit, but like what we were just talking about, the Republicans, like they're ahead of you and they're gaslighting you. They do things that are like very clever to like avoid.
Get it right. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same thing we do, where it's like, oh, you have to say pew pew, and it's like whatever. It's like
they're talking about the Holocaust.
Yeah, I
didn't say I agree with like I just said some of the things. I might have been talking about his like economic policy,
or just like, or they'll like there's like literal. Some of the ones I see are like literal propaganda cartoons of us from the 40s and 30s, right? And it's like, and like they're like little like those cartoons that they used to use,
like a Harry Potter goblin.
Yeah, and they're like there's some very like violent anti-Semitic like cartoons, but like they do it so the butt of the pew pew is just out of frame, and like shit like that, where you're just like, this is really very graphic, scary shit. And there's just like dozens of their profile pictures, and they're just spelled Jews wrong, and that's all that it takes. And I don't know how we got on this, but like I'm proud of you for doing
the Hope Corps.
I got the Hope Corps. That's really fixed that. I got one of them off.
No, actually, sorry, dude. GT, I love you, man, but you gotta stop for your own like mental sanity.
Nah,
when you start,
I just dig in, and
he's like, I just hate myself. So
I go in and I'm like, your mom's a hoe, and I go back to my roots.
I joined their lives on my GI Robot one, and I had to create a new rule for myself that when their lives do pop up, I have to just block their accounts instead of joining them.
That shit'll, especially like, dude, especially what you're talking about, GT. I've gone down that pipeline, and it will like the fact, like I always sit there and I like I feel like I stare at it for so long, like confused about what I'm missing as to why it hasn't, like how it's not being taken down. But you just realize that, like, but that's the thing, it's everywhere. It's so prevalent.
So shut up, Chris. She's trying to talk.
I appreciate your guys' time. I've never been on one of these before.
Oh, amazing.
We could panel before. And it's also 3 a.m. here where I'm at. But
you didn't have to stay this whole time. I'm so sorry. All right.
No, but it was interesting. I obviously I watch these all the time.
Great.
But it was interesting to see how no matter what you say, you'll never get through.
Yeah.
Like talking to a wall.
Did you hear though? Like this, that's what's even
it's like
more
they're
frustrating.
almost there. It's like when they almost get there, and then they like he was on our side, and then all of a sudden just like reverted. I don't know if there's like something in their brain that's like
that's exactly you
computerized.
100. It's that like when you make a little mark in the armor, they get really defensive and they have to like revert. And that like there's three ways this conversation goes. One, they're just like belligerent and they fucking hate you. Two is like Mikey, where they butt up against the point and they're almost there, and then they get scared and they go back. And then three, sometimes people have such an open mind, they're like, I agree with you, actually, you changed my mind. And that one there's a very small percentage, but that definitely has happened. There's a lot of the middle ground and even more to the left.
And
but like,
it makes me so sad too, because I think he was saying he has a kid, and it's just like you would kind of hope, and like the scariest thing, I know like a lot of us probably won't want to have kids in this sort of economic environment, but for those that do, you would really hope that you would bring your child into like a world that they could benefit from. And it's almost like they don't care until something so, I don't even know. So I don't know, something like directly impacts them. Like right now, there's a whole bunch of people entering into college or already in college that are getting all of their
like their financial aid taken away at the moment, or like most of it, and it just won't matter until it affects them directly. So I don't know. It's really sad to watch.
Grants for higher ed. I can't remember where I just read this, but there was basically like what he's done to scientific research in this country is not fixable in the next administration, were we to be able to get another administration. It is like he set us back 20 years, and that's a really hard thing to hear. And that's if the cuts stop now. We still have another 3 years, so it's really like we're facing a really, really fucking hard time with this, and like this is a whole other fucking topic, but like the making anti-intellectualism the pinnacle of their entire movement is important, because the dumber people are, the more likely that they're going to not pay attention to what they're doing to them. And the way that they're going to do that for the next couple of decades is do this. And it's very frustrating. And like education sciences is like one of the things that, I mean, among everything else, is one of the things that is just the most upsetting. Like to go from the sort of like pinnacle and the world leader in these things to being, like you said, divested from in a lot of instances in education and in the markets and in everything, because of our leadership is so it's embarrassing isn't the word. It's like,
no, it really is. Like whenever I join my meetings, they always make it a point to bring up what has happened in the US.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know, you don't have to talk about it. Like, because I feel like I don't want people to think like this is how we all are here either. And that's just definitely the picture that is being promoted at the moment.
that is part of it. It's just that we're so fucking embarrassed that like that we allowed this to happen, and it was mainly Chris's fault. Anyway, Winnie, it was a pleasure. It was great to meet you.
What the fuck did I do?
Well, thank you. Good night.
Thanks. Sleep well.
Good night, Winnie. You need a
Daisha, tell us about what we're doing on Saturday.
Hi. Ooh, I'm nervous now because a lot of people were saying hi.
Hi.
What? I'm nervous.
It's the same three idiots on the thing.
Okay. Well, first of all, hi, Chris. I've never met you before, but I've seen some of your content. It's nice to meet you.
Thank you so much. It's nice to meet you. How are you?
I'm good. I just came back from work a few hours ago.
Okay. I like it. Relaxing. It's up late. Wow. Gotta get some rest. I'm sorry. I'm talking like
Don't
Trump.
do it.
I gotta shut the fuck. I'm sorry. It's a cat.
All right. Anyway.
Sorry.
Well, I've been wanting to chime in for a few hours now because you were talking. I don't know if you remembered, but you were talking earlier about
No Kings.
Yeah, you're talking about No Kings, but you touched on like the dilemma of
advocating for cooler heads, but also understanding that that's not necessarily what it's going to take to move the needle.
Yeah, and I as somebody who like I've been going out to specifically the One Occupy movement that's happening currently in LA to like document and support them. There is a difference between like the protests that happen that are organized by like big like organizations like 5501 and like grassroots movements that are started like the Occupy movements in LA and Broadview and Portland. But like where I struggle with it, kind of like you, is that like I see the importance of like having a bigger organization organize like protests I guess the more like old fashioned way, or I wouldn't even call it old fashioned way, but like in a way that like is, I guess, like safer in terms of how they're viewed by people and like mainstream, I guess, kind of audiences. And I guess where I struggle with it is that like I see the importance of that, but also I feel like sometimes it kind of overshadows like the more the more grassroots kind of protests,
Sure.
like
I agree.
the ones where
I think what I see as the value is the sheer volume of these is valuable. I think the value I see is that it's valuable. I see that the show of force, as it were, that we can produce as people, not just in big cities, but like 30 people show up to their town hall in rural Connecticut. Like that happens on Saturday, and like the way I see this working is that like there are going to be 20 million people that do this. I think it's going to be even. Last time we had like 18 million, 15 million. I think it's going to be even more this time. And I think that there is ways that you can capitalize on the idea that like the visual unity that we have on this day we're able to like take that momentum that is generated and understand that we are not in the like the vanishing minority that we are like constantly shown here, that we are not losing ground to these people, that actually no, we're not fucking losing this fight, that we can still get out and fucking protest. And like that is, I think, very important. And they are terrified of that. And what's crazy is they shouldn't, like, in all of this, that's why, by the way, that's why I think this is going to work, and why it's working is that like they, for all intents and purposes, they shouldn't be like this worried, but they have their transportation secretary who's like the road rules guy, and Mike Johnson who's like these Antifa rallies and whatever the fuck. They are doing all their very fucking best to get in front of this and lessen the impact of this, because they understand fundamentally what it means when there's 20 million people in the streets loudly standing up to these fucking people, right? And I think that's still a lot. That's still valuable.
Oh yeah, they're terrified. They've been terrified all summer. They've been terrified the past month. You can see that by the reporting, and I can see that in my comment sections too. Whenever I go out there and I'm streaming, it's just full of people who are like, I guess they're just trying to troll and get a rise out of me, which that doesn't typically work. But yeah, I think it's going to be more people too. I am actually really excited about this Saturday. What was I about to say?
Me too.
But yeah, that's the benefits of what I see of having like a big organizations like come together and get people together and actually rally up and bring out like millions of people in that way. Yep. And oh, thank you, Milan. And I think where I got was kind of like iffy. Well, not iffy. I wouldn't even say iffy. I just saw like I remember like, because the No Kings protest last time that happened the weekend. Well, it happened the week of when Los Angeles, we initially had our protests out in the street in LA for that whole week. And I just remember like noticing that like on Saturday, it was more like a demonstration rather than
a protest.
Like, right. I guess like, what I'm trying to say, it was more like demonstration rather than maybe like a super big uprising. And the air, it just felt different in the air, you know? The way the police started handling it, though, towards the end of that protest was actually very sad, and was a stark reminder of how bad the LAPD is out here. Because, you know, they started pew pewing and pepper spraying and stuff. But I don't want to make it seem like I'm you know, shitting, I guess, on these organizations that like organize these giant protests. I just think that I just wanted to respond to you from like the beginning of the live and say that I also see like stark differences between like giant organized protests and like more grassroots, also like giant protests that happen.
Agree.
But I still want to remind everybody, if you're going out, be super cautious. Don't be angry, be mad, be wild, but also be smart, because in certain areas like Broadview in LA and Portland, that's where people are mainly going to go. It's not just your local police, it's also DHS that's out there. And they're constantly monitoring us, and they're trying to be even stricter, and they do not play by the rules as I've seen them do it. I mean, they've come up with BS ways to detain people and put them in federal custody.
Yeah.
But be smart, be vigilant. Even if you don't think it might happen in your city, just bring extra like protections, like just bring a gas mask or goggles or regular mask, N95.
Yep.
But yeah, also have fun.
Have fun. Appreciate you, Deja.
Yeah, that was all well said.
The police.
Thank you,
W's.
Bye.
Can I say one more thing before I let you go to bed? I know you're so tired. It's not political. It's literally not political. It's like 2 seconds, and then you're going to bed. And I promise I'm just going to leave. I don't need any like big goodbye. I just want to say, because there's some people in the comments, and this is going to bother me because it's been happening on my life, because I keep like sniffling and bothering with my nose. No, I'm not. There's no substances. I'm very addicted to nasal spray, and I have nose surgery. I'm about to get my face ripped apart in like 3 weeks, November 7th. My sinuses are all fucked up. I'm about to get them fixed, but I get a little angry when I see comments suggesting that I am doing some substance I shouldn't be doing. My nose is super fucking bothered. That's it. And that's all. Okay, GT, have a great night. I love you, buddy. Go get some rest. Goodbye now. I love you, GT. WGT in the chat.
Appreciate you. Bye. You didn't need to fucking give an explanation, you little weirdo. We all have stuffy noses. All right, you nerds. Get out of here. Liam. Amos, it was so funny. These dudes have not been in here for weeks, right? They just come in and request, and they just sit quietly because I mute them, and they still try. Dude. These fucking losers. They're so losers. He's up next. Let him up. Nah, I've decided that they don't get any more fucking airtime. We decided a long time ago. Internally. We had an HR meeting about this in the Discord. Speaking of which, join. Subscribe, you nerds. Did they take away subscriber only lives? I think that they have done. Like, what the fuck is the point of this anymore? We can't have our safe space anymore. Is that fucking insane? That's insane to me. Vote, draw, playbook, wallpaper, viewer wishes, content disclosure, Campaigns. No. Not sure what's going on with subscriptions. I know. I don't get it. Anyway. We get wishes. Yeah, that went over really well in the Discord. It says viewer wishes. Viewer wishes start with template. Ooh, okay. When viewers send this is oh my god. Oh my god. It's just I may perform a big hug. What is this? Hold on, let's see. Your viewer wishes past review. Start. I think I'm asking you to have a wish. Hi, Rexy. Hi, honey. Hi, Marissa. This is just so stupid. No, this was way too cheap. Hi, lady. Hi, Bree. Hi, donuts. Hi, Carrie. This sucks. Way too cheap. Debate MAGA. Jax, what's up, dude? Donuts again. Empress. Dude, send a heart me instead. Hi, Rexy again. Jason, Empress, Becca. This sucks. This is so dumb. Jennifer, Becca. Oh, Becca got, I don't know, big hug. I don't know what that is. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Marissa, big hug. Jilly, thanks. Tracy, Roy. GT's 14. Angelica, Santiago. Big hugs. This is basically just fucking, yeah. What were they? NPCs. Hannah, Laura, thanks. Yvonne. Jax. This is the first time we hit the goose thing in a while. Sin, Angry Panda, Shannon. Oh, thank God, dude. Thanks. Thanks, Mike. It was worth it. It was worth it. Why do I don't, oh, I can add one. No, I can't add one. Viewer wishes can't be changed during a live. What in the fuck? Oh, end. Got it. What the hell? Why did they change this? Just give our fucking thing back. Give us our goddamn subscription thing back. You monsters. Why would you change this? Just let us. I have to have Carly explain this to us. Add your performance. Head. This is more on brand. Shake. Whoops. I need to go to sleep. I have work to do tomorrow. I don't want to start 3. No. Is Good Trouble getting canceled again? No, I'm just grifting. I'm just grifting. We're just having a small grift. Thanks, guys. Merry Grift Miss. Thank you. All right. Grifting for literal pennies. Literal cents on the dollar. Fix the subscription. Thanks. Oh, thanks, Julie. I don't know how. I can't. There's no subscription button. I know, but there's no super fans. There's no super fans like tab. Fuck. Thank you. I missed it. All right, that's enough. Let's do emotional labor crowdsource style. For who? For us? For me? No. Did I miss something? Thanks, you guys. I wish we could just, yeah. Wait, did it turn? It turned off. Oh, that's so dumb. Oh my God, this is so dumb. I fucking hate this so much. Build an army. I have 1,100 super fans. But I don't know how to I don't know how to let you subscribe again. I have to look at this. Multi-guest is gone. It's gone because you have to send me. I don't know how to use this. It's so dumb. All right, I'm going to bed. Good night, you little monsters. I'll see you tomorrow. Love you. Mean it. Wait, Power Hub. No, I don't want this. Good night. Good night. I can't. I'm not going to. Okay, good night. Love you. Bye.
But yeah, if